Pretty much,
Okay.
yes.
Welcome to the Pseudo Intellectual podcast. I'm your host, Six, and today we have the artist, Cody from AnimeOutSiders, the autist, me, Six, and then the Auschwitz, EZ PZ.
Thank you very much.
And then we also have Pigpuncher.
Hello.
Hey, Pigpuncher. Listen, I got something to say. So I've been following what's going on. So Pigpuncher made an hour-and-a-half video about ER's 45-minute video. Then you guys made a 3.5-hour video in response to his 1.5-hour video. Then he made a 7-hour video in response to your 3.5-hour video. So what I think we should do is do a 14-hour stream. And then he will have no choice but to make a 28-hour response.
I'm down for this.
Okay, easy peasy.
To be fair,
You're giving us a lot of credit saying it was a 3-hour video. Spurgfest is more apt.
Well, we didn't want it to be that long, but goddamn Unknown here wouldn't stop fucking pausing
Yeah,
it
but
for
we couldn't
everything.
hear it if we.
I hope
I
you
couldn't hear what he was
have
saying. I
ready.
understand why he did it. I just disagree with it, you know?
I hope you all have your piss bottles ready. I already have my dick plugged into mine. I came prepared.
I'll have you guys know I have been drinking 28 fluid ounces of coffee on stream every day for the last week, so my bladder is prepared.
I drank cement and it hardened. I can no longer pee. I win.
I'm just gonna piss on my floor.
How dare I think of that? I'm gonna die because of the cement.
Wait, I don't even see what y'all are wasting it. It's used for survival. Just drink it.
I'm just glad.
All you have to do is
Be
just
your
drink
own
some
human
quick
centipede.
and your problem solved. Just swallow some Quick-Crete. You don't have to pee anymore. It clogs up your urethra, and you're all good.
I feel like that might not be the answer.
Wait,
but
is the plan to swallow it, or are we practicing sounding?
You should never spit. Always swallow.
You know, just tie your dick in the knot, and then the liquid cannot escape.
Oh, before we get started on this proper, hold on, I gotta find this real quick. One of my AO staff members is a German fellow, and he has a message for Odd Guy here. He says Germany says hi and supports our greatest ally.
I want to hear a funny story. There was this German band who came to play in Israel, and someone convinced them that he taught them how to say "Hello, I love you all" in Hebrew, but what he actually said was, "My granddad killed your granddad."
That is hello. What are you talking about?
This might be the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals possibly ever.
So we're gonna get started on this.
Absolutely not.
Hell yeah, let's do
the
it.
main event here.
I don't know. I'm having too much fun shit posting.
My chat is like, why aren't you debating? Where's the debate?
why didn't you start off yelling at everyone? Come on.
Yeah. Also, I should probably
probably
tell my audience right now. I am a generally pretty polite person in person when I talk to people. I can ship talk as much as I like when I'm doing a video for your entertainment, but we're adults here. Come on, let's be a little civil. You know what I mean?
I'm not poop.
What?
I mean,
I
yeah,
am not
Poop.
poop.
It's
I'm an-
okay.
I'm an
Now that
asshole
being
and I am
said,
rude.
it's poo-poo pee-pee debate time.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first I have to ask. I have to know. Your name, Pigpuncher, is that a fuck cops thing?
No. Oh my God. Fuck. No, it's from Minecraft. It's 10 times more cringe.
Okay.
That's surprisingly better, but I mean,
Okay, let me get some animosity started because I'm gonna leave first. I'm just gonna throw the grenade into the forest
Okay,
and
do
walk
it.
away from the forest
Fucking
fire.
do it.
So let
Steven
me ask
Universe
you. Let me ask you, Pigpuncher. Let me ask you. Did you ever find out if plots are a dog whistle?
Is that the
I
are
absolutely
plots
love
are
watching
dog
this stream because there's this moment where he shows the plot
Story
graph,
structure.
and you're completely befuddled. You're sitting there and you're thinking, wait a minute, is this a dog whistle? I'm not sure. I think he's trying to sneak one by me.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't understand that didn't really dog whistle as much as he goal horned in his older content. But no, the main complaint I had with the plot thing was like, well, this is how most stories are structured. I didn't see why he had such an issue with that being the plot structure of most Steven Universe episodes. To be completely fair with you, I had not seen that episode or that video in a long time since I was like a super red pilled alpha male. So I was basically just going over everything. To be fair, I have no issue with ER criticizing Steven Universe. I've never seen the show. I'm not like a fan of it. I'm not like offended by the criticism of it. I think I find his content to be pretty entertaining. It's just strange how he tends to go to these like weird like anti-Semitic jokes so often, and I'm cool with like super edgy humor, even like anti-Semitic humor. But when it comes to the way he does it, it seems a little strange because we can get more into that in a minute. But that's my main reason for why I covered his content.
Okay,
I wasn't so much like I didn't have an issue with him criticizing anything. I think most of his
We're going
most
way
of
off,
his stuff
off
is
topic.
entertaining.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me just bring it back. So
Well, first off, I like that he admitted he's not an alpha anymore.
No, I'm a soy boy libtard now.
Listen, I
that's the
kinda
deal.
wanna
listen, I'm a
ask-
great debater. Let
uh,
me run the show here. Okay, so let's bring it back for a moment about the plot graph. The criticism, as I remember, if I remember correctly, and I've watched that video a lot because I'm retarded.
Yeah.
Was he said that the episodes are extremely formulaic, which they are, and then he needed to show something on the screen, so he showed the plot graph, which it follows very, very stringently in every fucking episode. The episodes are very formulaic in this show.
I mean,
Mhm.
I think it's more of like that plot thing that he showed. While yes, every good show has that that's not like the best thing ever, and that's actually the most.
The episodes are predictable. Listen,
it's the most basic of story writing things. It's kind of like the baseline of what you need.
It's kind of a basic bitch, like template to follow. Sure.
Baby's first.
I mean,
story.
once again, I don't really take a huge issue with like criticizing or even insulting or hating Steven Universe. I mean, I've never seen it. When it came to like, it's strange because also I'll cover easy peasy what you said before. About like, is this a dog whistle in the graph? I hadn't seen the video before, and there was a term in there that seemed like, I don't know, it just had like a weird ring to it, and I didn't know what it meant, so I googled it.
no,
And I
that
was
was
like, okay,
something
it
else.
doesn't have
That
anything
was
to do with
when
it.
he
Yeah.
said what? No, hold on. I think that was something else. When he said Western cartoons are dead, you also stopped.
Oh yeah, because I thought I read Western culture, and then I stopped it and saw cartoons. I was like, is this like a thing he's referencing here, or I don't know. I imagine a lot of people who like anime probably think Western cartoons are dead. To be fair, you have to understand that I'm going through that video for the first time. So yeah, I admit I even if you watch my stream in response, I make some mistakes there.
We can agree that the criticism that the episodes of Steven Universe, you can't tell me if I'm right or wrong because you haven't watched the show, of course, but it's a fair criticism to say that maybe the episodes are formulaic and maybe showing the graph on the screen is an okay way to visualize that. Can we agree on that? Fair enough.
I don't have any issue with that. My only issue with that was like I hadn't seen it before, and I'd seen like a word in there. I was like, or a phrase in there that looked a little suspicious, like I'd never heard it before, and I just that's why I pointed it out.
Hold on, now we move on to the next thing. As you said, you haven't seen it before. You haven't seen a lot of things before. Most of the video appears to be you stopping him every time he's about to say something, then disagreeing with him, even though he's about to make the exact point that you're about to disagree with him, to refute that, and then saying that he's wrong even though you never watched the show. That seems to be, was that a gag, or do you have no realization that it seems really bad that you just kind of go, you're wrong, but I know that despite not watching a single episode?
No, usually whenever I was making a criticism, for starters, I hadn't seen the video before, so I was pausing it after every statement to like reflect on it and entertain my audience and stuff. But I don't think it necessarily, like when he shows clips and things like that are used as an example of why he had a criticism of the show, generally I'd pause it and be like, I don't really see an issue here. But once again, I haven't seen the show, so maybe ER's criticisms are more valid than mine. I'd imagine so. But that,
well,
once again, that wasn't really the main.
We actually can argue about. Hold on,
because all of us,
except
argue. You, I guess, have seen Steven Universe.
I've had friends that have been harassing me to go watch it. I've been busy though.
I've seen the first 20 to 30 episodes, and I gave up.
You'll enjoy the first season. Is the worst.
I've been told that even Steven Universe fans agree that the first season's bad, but it gets really good later on. I am genuinely a fan of Rebecca Sugar's other work that I've seen, not her fucking Ed, Edd n Eddy porn, but that was my childhood ruined the second I saw it. But her work on Adventure Time was very good.
Wait, Ed, Edd n Eddy was still running when you were a child?
Ed, Edd n Eddy, yeah, it was started in 1999. I was 9 years old when the movie came out. The best finale to or at least a Western cartoon, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, he said
ever.
He's flexing that he was probably in high school.
Oh.
No, I was flexing that I stopped watching it in like 2001, 2002. I didn't know it was still going on.
Damn.
Oh no, it ended in 2009.
I want a little more animosity here. Okay, let's argue about. God damn it, you're not fun. I wanted some yelling. I wanted some.
Do you want to dig into the nitty-gritty?
Just get Cody started, and we sit back and laugh.
No, okay, Pigpuncher, I got a point. I remember inside your thing when you said, hold on, because I remember a comment brought it up, and then had the same point you said, and I had to timestamp it to show that you literally just misheard what ER said. About the not being Steven Universe, and you're like,
Welcome
what? It not having Steven, is it being bad? And it's like, no, because what you said is like,
oh, does he say those are the best episodes? Does he say that afterwards? Or something?
I did.
No, it's because he's talking about the fact the show keeps referencing other shit. It's that laughing, clapping your hands, like I know what that is.
Sure.
That was.
I mean, you could also call it tracing with the Utena reference.
So a bit like, okay, I think I get what you're getting at. It's not necessarily good content contained in its own if it relies on like references to things that you already know.
I mean, it all depends on how meta humor is put inside a show. I would say that kind is probably the lowest bar of reference humor. But it could still be done good, I guess. But it just, I don't think
done
it was.
well.
Okay, fine, easy.
We stand good grammar here.
I should probably
listen to ESL friend.
I should probably clarify. My main reason for doing the whole response to ER was not his critiques of Steven Universe. I had a bit of fun just kind of like taking a look at that. My main and only reason for looking at the video was to see what kind of shit he was saying politically, particularly around like the Jewish question stuff. With like, and it's arguable. A lot of people say these are just jokes, but I wanted to go over whether or not that's a good claim. Are they just jokes?
Okay.
So.
First of all, the whole thing, the end is like this. Then he goes into the whole Jewish question thing. The whole joke at the end is that Steven Universe is Hitler. That was the joke at the end.
Wait, did you not see in that like clip? He shows like charts that are used by like Jewish question people. Like here are all the popular famous people who are Jews, right? Like that's
the fucking joke is that he's taking Hitler's speech and applying it to Steven. And then having all this other shit that like, oh, this is look, it's true, and then that's when it goes into Steven going Sig Heil.
Yeah, and this
like Steven.
Hold on,
but then it's not a joke.
No, let me go all the way.
I don't know.
But no,
you can sarcastically or you could present a point of view without believing it if you're doing it as a joke.
Hold on, but a joke that joke would rely on like, well, that's ridiculous. Nazism is bad, and Steven Universe.
No, it doesn't. You don't
Yes,
have to
the joke relies on you didn't know that Nazis are bad.
But no,
wait, hold on.
No, I'm not even going to say that. I can even make a claim that he did say that it was bad, because whatchamacallit is for one, he's trying to conclude that Steven Universe is bad throughout the whole time, and then he puts it at the end to show that it is bad. And if you look throughout the video, he's constantly...
The punchline is that Steven Universe is bad.
It's not that Steven Universe is bad. It's that Steven Universe is shit.
Okay, fine. Steven Universe
is shit, and it's Hitler.
Okay.
I hate being in this conversation.
Because here's the thing, and here's the thing that what ER is doing for humor, and what a lot of people do with humor, especially the quote unquote Jewish Christian thing. A lot of Jews are in positions of power, and pointing that out,
I'm shutting
freaks-
the stream off.
exactly, pointing that
we're
out,
just right
not even making an implication or an accusation, simply pointing that out freaks people out. So what are you then going to do? Point it the fuck out. Because it freaks people out, and that's funny.
What?
It's the same thing where all you have to do is make a joke or even just half-heartedly bring up the number of people that died in the Holocaust. Because, if you deny that it was 6 million, people freak out. You don't even have to deny it.
You can just say
bring it up. And there are
5
people that
died.
freak out. And that's funny. So people are going to do that because it's funny to watch people freak out over something so stupid.
Wait, so you're saying that it's not so much meant to be shock humor as that it's meant to trigger people, and that's the funny part?
Yes.
My issue with that is that so don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of like very dark humor. So for instance, my main issue is the way he includes actual like talking points and propaganda used by that group in the joke, and then it never seems to come to the conclusion, well, and that's ridiculous. So for example, if I say
he's not supposed to have to virtue signal in his jokes. What do you have to? Anytime you have to tell a joke, you have to put a little safety marker there. Oh, by the way, it wasn't real, guys. It was just a joke. Please don't think I believe this.
Well, it doesn't quite matter if somebody sees that your attempt at humor or your comedy and then comes out of it thinking, oh, well, that person agrees with me if they're like an actual like neo-Nazi or something, then it doesn't really matter what the intention was.
Then it's even funnier. Because that idiot just to believe that you agreed with them.
Did you just say intent doesn't matter?
If it has a very bad intent and
here we
like,
go. I got ER's
outcome,
official
then yeah,
statement
generally it doesn't.
right now.
Let me share a little story. Hold on, everybody. But let me share a little story because this is relevant. You're gonna enjoy this. So connected to what we're talking about here, I get that a lot. I'll make a video and I'll put some jokes in it, and then I'll get comments like, "Thank you for exposing the Jews." I gotta explain to people. I am the Jews. I am. Please go away. This is humor. I am the Jews. I have exposed myself to several children on playground.
I don't think you understand. In the real world, outside of this whole little virtue signaling political cult, people generally don't care if they make a joke and some retard thinks it's serious because you're not like carrying a scoreboard of like good boy points that you lose if bad people agreed with a joke.
But how am I supposed to get my fucking candies then?
There's a few things I want to cover there really quick. What political cult are you referencing?
The far left. What do you think I'm referencing?
And the far right.
Well, the far left is a lot more religious in how they've replaced their religion.
Well, don't forget the far middle.
I don't know. There's that part of the alt-right that's also Reddit atheist.
Yeah, but I mean, compare the numbers and influence. Like, who gives a shit?
8% versus 6%.
What?
13% versus 50%.
What the fuck percents are you pulling out of your ass here?
6% identify as 8% identify as progressive.
Hold on, I want to read.
6% identify as alt-right. It's a very small minority on both sides.
Hold on, I want to read ER's statement really quick. And holy shit, that's a lot of tabs. How's your computer not dying?
We've gotten onto him about that before. I have no idea how the computer runs.
Hold on. Unknown, quit screen
close the
sharing and make
window.
sure you've gotten rid of all porn this time.
No, I see several Pornhub tabs.
Unknown, quit screen sharing before you have another accident.
I mean, I would link you which ones those
there's
are.
space between them, so there are several jack-off sessions.
No, okay. I would link you it just because it's hilarious. Someone put Ben Shapiro's meme review on it and it titled it Ben Shapiro's first time, and I fucking died laughing.
Oh my god!
Have you seen Ben Shapiro Gets Destroyed by BBC?
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Okay. I'm gonna just share.
You want to
because I'm
read
not
the damn
swapping
thing?
Tabs.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah.
Do you want to read it? Just read it.
Yes, please.
Whoa.
To break it, okay, so his original post is, whoa, man, that's a little tasteless, don't you think? To break edgelord character for a moment, they've all been tasteless. The whole reason there's any bite is because of the dissonance. I'm not saying you need to laugh at it, but I do. So here, okay, so really quick. The point here is the effect that it may have. I would love to talk to ER and find out what, talk to him for a while, maybe not even on stream, and just find out what his reasons are behind it. He very well may not be a Nazi or anti-Semitic or anything like that. But my issue is with the fact that he seems to be in the know and includes like pretty non-norming talking points that people who believe in like the Jewish question, for example, tend to use. So for example, if I want to make a joke that's like really edgy, I might say, man, I like my coffee blacker than Atlanta. But it would be, people would be like, okay, that's a little edgy. But then people would have an issue if I said, man, I like my coffee blacker than America is going to be by the year 2050. Then people might be like, oh,
that's just funny.
A little odd.
That's good.
So that was a really long roundabout way of saying you're triggered by naughty opinions.
No. So the main issue that I have isn't. I don't find myself triggered. I'm not Jewish. I have no like. If people come out and start like rallying to kill Jewish people or something, I'm not going to really be affected. I have no reason to be triggered about it. Yeah. So like, I'm not like triggered. So
I'm I'll be a little upset because like TV and movies are going to suck.
Well, yeah, there aren't going to be a lot of funny comedians around anymore. But
when I die, I want my tombstone to say, "I died, and Pigpuncher was not affected by this."
Wait, hold on. Let me clarify. Easy peasy. If you died, I would cry. I would cry on stream for you, easy peasy. I would cry on stream.
Thank you, baby. I
If
love
the Nazis got you, I would cry. Okay. Now. So the whole point is, if there are people with really fucked up ideas, like they believe in like the Jewish question, or they want to exercise, or they think
the only Jewish question I want an answer to is, can I get a discount?
Gotta get those Jewish reparations.
Sure, just step into the oven.
Why are dad jokes so funny?
I don't know. I don't really like dry humor all that much. I actually prefer edgy humor. So when ER does like his other like comedy, I actually kind of enjoy it. It's just very strange to me that he has this tendency to always go to like Jewish shit. Like it's kind of weird. It seems like
it's explicitly not just Jewish stuff because I've explored his entire channel.
But so I watched his I watched some of his videos last night, and I actually enjoyed basically every joke he made. But it was pretty interesting when he came back to like Jewish stuff. It seems weirdly often.
Because I can explain that because when he started going really hard on the Jewish shit was Steven Universe. And from that point on, he pretty much has it all non-stop like that. If you ever seen his Steven U's comments video, almost all of them were about him being a Nazi, and there was a lot of people being very triggered in the comments. So for a while, he just did nothing but Nazi jokes. Because
I would have done the same.
And that
he still does Nazi jokes. What are you kidding me?
So one of the things ER really loves to do is upset people, and he has a pattern of making videos where he's purposely trying to upset different communities and stuff like that. And I remember he made an Undertale joke that ended in a 9/11 joke. Like he just really likes to upset whoever he can, no matter how sensitive they are. So this kind of behavior is something that he wants to encourage. And so when he saw so many people get offended over the Steven Universe video, he went, "Okay, this joke makes people unhappy, and I'm laughing at their response. I'm gonna make it again."
Which is why he made 5 different Steven Universe videos, and
he has a bunch of follow-ups to the Steven Universe stuff. It's pretty.
So basically, what you're saying is that at the worst possible scenario, he's a Nazi, but best possible scenario, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah. He's
I mean,
all of us are.
I wouldn't say kind of.
All of us.
No, I mean, I haven't talked to the guy. For all I know, if I got into a call with him, he might be super nice and compliment me on my eyes.
Listen, one time I got into a call with ER. No. Listen. One time I got into a call with ER. He told me he will come to my house and fill it up with gas and lock me inside.
He just sent me
That
a
is
note,
the
and all it
monster.
said was 6,000,001.
No,
I mean, judging by his history with like his posts on Gab and whatnot, I mean, it's possible. We'll get into the Gab post, but I want to bring up one thing because my chat is incessantly telling me to. I got 90 viewers right now, and they're all fucking spamming me about this. So there is one case where I don't think you can deny that he was dog whistling, and that was in his original. And this is actually a video that I enjoyed up until this part when I originally watched it. The Death Note movie review, where he talks about where he references the Heather Heyer thing. That's where it's not. That's strange because it's not an upfront joke. If it was more up in your face, I would understand. But that was something you'd have to understand, like the alt-right sort of conspiracy theory, in order to get it. And if you understand it, then you probably believe it. And you would find yourself
Do
agreeing
you
with
see how you reacted to him
Not
even bringing it up?
necessarily, though.
That's why he put it in there.
Okay, ignoring that for a moment. I'm a little confused actually by that joke because like I'm in a video talking about that one in particular and a couple other ones. And whenever I looked over the footage, it showed people getting hit by a car and like people getting hit by the car, reminding people that Nazis drove through the area.
Let me explain the
From
joke.
what I understand, that
Hold
wasn't
on.
actually footage from the rally. That was different footage.
Let me explain the joke.
I think so. That's what I've been told.
Listen,
It's the same news footage I saw during the rally, but
the joke is that there was a conspiracy theory going around that the car didn't hit Heather Heyer and that she actually died of a heart attack because she was so fat. Now, the reason for the conspiracy theory is, the reason for the conspiracy theory is because right after she got hit by a car, someone asked her mother, and her mother, who was obviously sort of mentally unstable at the time, she said, yeah, she died of a heart attack, and that kind of spread. And then there was some footage of some other woman who looked sort of like her who was not near the accident. So people kind of ran with that theory.
So from my understanding, what happened was her mother was contacted and was told that Heather Heyer didn't die on the scene. She was brought to the hospital, died, or her heart stopped beating. She was resuscitated, and then as she was after being resuscitated, she had a heart attack and died. And that was her official death. But she was in the ER dying because of the car hitting her. And so whenever she found out, or whenever her mother found out about her cause of death, it was she officially died from a heart attack. And that's what got spread around. But the main issue here is, I don't think your average person just coming into one of these video, like the Death Note review, watching it is going to
would know the story.
Would know the story.
PewDiePie even didn't know what was going on there.
They probably wouldn't know about the
honestly
second woman to die of a challenger.
Yeah, I mean,
I honestly don't think. Wait, hold on for a second. I honestly don't think PewDiePie is a Nazi. I'm working on a video right now where I'm putting together all of his political shit, and if anything, he's a liberal. But yeah, so basically, the main issue here is anybody who would see that, who isn't just like a normie who's coming in and watching like a review of the fucking Death Note movie, the shitty Netflix adaptation, would know this conspiracy theory, and they'd either be someone who knows it's shit, or someone who agrees with it and is like, oh, hey, ER also agrees in this shit, and finds some sort of camaraderie with ER, which I imagine if ER doesn't believe this, he probably wouldn't want.
What? And why would he care, though? Why would he care if some asshole, some dumbass that believes a conspiracy, like you believe it too because he brought it up? See, again, you have this idea that if someone tells a joke, it has to be some kind of declaration of their beliefs. It can just be a joke.
So the difference between a joke about like 9/11 or a joke about Nazis and shit is that we are unfortunately seeing nice meme, but we are actually seeing a rise in right-wing political violence as much as you want to deny it.
Where? The one fat chick that got ran over?
I was about to say.
Well, I mean, the most popular example right now is the Christchurch shooter, but you can look up the stats right now. Right-wing violence is way higher than left-wing political violence.
What?
Yes, this is active.
Wait,
I can post the
are
link
you talking about
I
like
wouldn't
the
mind a
KDA?
link for that. That seems interesting.
Yeah, I
I'll
want to
post
know,
it
are
right
you
now.
talking about a kill to death ratio, or are you talking about like
It might be just an incident.
Just-
actual numbers?
just political violence in general. Like whether it
Because
be
I mean,
anything from
52 to 1.
anything from milkshaking an alleged Nazi to punching them in the face or shooting up a mosque or anything like that. It's all that's all.
Or even milkshaking. Huh, that's a bit. I don't know if
Also,
that's-
is the mosque
You're calling
considered a
milkshake
singular
attacks
event, or is that
alright.
52 separate
No, the
events?
milkshake attacks would be left.
I
but, like,
posted the link here. But yes, right-wing political
at a
violence.
glance. I'm sure that's-
Right-wing political violence is on the rise. So it is like joking about 9/11 is one thing, but when it's an actively occurring issue, it just seems strange to joke about it in a way that isn't obviously like, oh, and I'm kidding, I don't support this shit, by the way, guys. But I mean, if he wants to do that, he can, but he's also going to face a lot of shit for it. People are going to accuse him of these things because I mean, I'm not for censorship, but I am for people's right to criticize the words someone uses their free speech to say. And if ER wants to make these jokes, I mean, he's going to get shit, and I imagine he knows this.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't seem like a stupid person.
He is self-aware about it, yeah.
Okay, let me say this. The whole card thing, sometimes you just need to put something on the screen. Let me just be real with you. When I make videos, I sit around for like an hour sometimes trying to think of something stupid that is somehow related to what I'm saying because I don't want to leave the screen blank. That's pretty much what's going on here. Sometimes I'll say a word that sounds like a racist word, and then I'll just put a racist picture in there. Why not? It's something to fill up the screen.
Wait, was that the montage where you had like a couple of scenes of people getting hit by trucks from different anime also?
No, I don't remember doing that. I think you're confusing me with someone else.
No, there's in the ER video for Death Note. There's a montage because Light starts doing car accidents where people just randomly get hit by a truck.
Oh wait, the
and
original.
He does a montage. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about for the anime, right?
I had one question
for the movie, but he throws in a couple of anime scenes from different anime because it's a trope in anime to have someone just get hit by a truck.
Like there's a little clip of the lolly like running. I don't really take any issue with that. I don't think there's like a massive ideology of people who are like, we need to run over as many little lolly anime girls as possible in real life, unless like it's like
I am the member of that.
Well, you can make jokes about that. And
yeah, me
too.
Who
like it.
I don't think anybody would take issue with that.
I was watching this and I actually had a question. Like, when you said that right-wing violence is on the rise, like, would you consider the crazy communist people that run around assaulting people to be left-wing violence? Because communist is left, so...
Oh, God, we're getting into politics.
Sure, yeah.
No one cares.
Just curious.
Yeah, most people who identify as communists identify as leftist or left-wing.
So then wouldn't it be like violence equal on both sides because they both run around assaulting?
No, because it's showing you a fucking study.
No, look at the study. It also includes.
I didn't see no study. I was in the chat. Sorry,
Antifa and these crazy communists that run around punching people and hitting them with bike locks are a minuscule amount of people compared to the right-wing political violence.
Well, I didn't get to see.
Yeah, because I know I've seen waves of right-wing violence in the streets.
Okay.
Setting fire to cities and knocking over
it doesn't matter what you've seen. What matters is the data and the study.
I'll play devil's advocate.
Okay.
You can call the Yellow Jacket protests in France on the right.
Hey Dylan, your
But like, what are the Yellow Jackets doing compared to Antifa?
They set Paris on fire.
Wait, that doesn't matter. Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
These, even if it supports my side, these anecdotal scenarios don't really matter. We have a literal study right here that.
Well, you know what I'm finding interesting.
How many different events are you counting the Yellow Jacket protests?
Can I get a link to that study? I want to look.
It's right here in the
chat, buddy. Come on, just click it. Just keep up with it.
Dylan,
listen.
I just hopped in. Sorry.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. Maybe I'll look at the study later. I'm gonna press X to doubt for now because I don't want to. No,
I know it's like the big meme.
I'm gonna throw the studies in the chat real quick. Hold on.
Let me just finish my thought here.
Okay.
Because I have a study is thrown around a little bit too much. If you Google Muslim political violence, Muslim terrorism, you will find almost no results. The first result is the same study over and over and over again. If you go to something like DuckDuckGo or however it's called, and you look up the same phrase, you'll find someone looked over that study, and that study finds that Muslims commit less terrorist attacks than anyone else. That result was reached by ignoring multiple actual famous terrorist attacks and then listing every single military action by Israel as a terrorist attack. So I'm just going to press X to doubt for now until I actually read the study myself, because there are a lot of bullshit studies out there.
That's what I was going to mention.
Yeah, not only that,
we need to look into where the numbers are coming from.
To add to what I was guys saying,
I mean,
because
this
not
would
only
be the
do
first
I
time people made up numbers.
I'm agreeing with him completely, but I want to add too. Just kind of looking over the staff of this political violence at a glance.org, every single one of these people is a professor at a university, especially kind of infamous places. So I'm gonna have to add another X to doubt.
Hold on.
Every single motherfucker here. So a professor, political science,
professors
do
science.
Yeah, yes. The most educated people, the most educated people tend to be pretty liberal. You're gonna find most people and professors that work at colleges are gonna be liberal. They're some of the most educated people there are.
Departments.
Wait, hold on. You realize most economists disagree with. Well, I'll use Trump as an example because he's the president right now. He's right wing. You don't understand most economics people disagree with him. Like his main advisor stepped down because he wasn't listening to him.
I didn't say anything about Trump. I didn't bring up
Trump. Trump is the Republican president. He's the president. He's the Republican.
I mean, just because
he's the face of conservatism right now.
Well, Trump is the Lord God of the right.
Just
the only thing I'm saying is that in colleges, the only department that has more right-wing professors than left-wing professors are generally economics departments. Again, I read in a study. Maybe the study is bullshit, but that's what I read. And it's funny. It kind of fits the stereotype. Just saying.
I don't know what
sure. I mean,
you're equating education with intelligence.
Yeah, generally I consider people who are more well educated to be intelligent. Most
that's kind of why you're fucking stupid, because you could go to any university or college or whatever, and just because how do I phrase this? Because I want to phrase it right. Being taught at a school doesn't make you smart. It just gives you whatever information the person teaching you wants to give you. So going to university doesn't make you educated in the literal sense. It makes you educated only in the most technical sense because you went to a place that's considered an educational place.
Well, to play devil's advocate, we are talking about professors.
Usually you're talking 135 to 145 range in IQ to get your doctorate.
Doctorate has nothing to do with your IQ. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, it's more to deal with your dedication.
Yeah,
but
what the fuck are you bringing up IQ?
Like, when you actually start, when they actually put IQ tests, it tends to be average a lot higher.
Dylan Thomas, you need to turn off your cam so it shows your avatar thing.
Oh, fuck! I had angry. Sorry.
That would really be the thing that.
I've been telling him.
Sorry, didn't hear you.
So what you're saying is that people who go to college aren't more educated or smarter than people who don't?
Nope.
I think what
education and intelligence are.
I think what he's saying is that just because you go to college doesn't mean that you.
Well, no, it's not a causation. I don't think going to college makes you smart, but smarter people are more likely to go to college.
I think they were trying to go with there's different types of intelligence, and when you learn something from a book, it doesn't mean that you know everything there is to know about.
Well, not only that. A lot of college is just indoctrination, especially social sciences. So going to college or being a professor, I mean, that one fucking what's that guy's name? That fucking environmental terrorist dude. They made him a professor, and the most he could explain to you has to build a fucking bomb. So
college professors are. So what you're saying is. So these institutions are so these institutions employ some of the most. Probably some of the most intelligent people there are out there besides scientists and shit. And some of them are
tell you,
and they happen to be liberal.
They tell you that they're intelligent. How it is. I mean, if you're gonna ascribe to a far left ideology, I could see why you would just do and believe what you're told.
And in the 50s and 60s, they were conservative.
Guys, can I just ask something? How did we get on this, and what's the point of it?
It's because when bringing up, I was watching it earlier and I saw when this actually did switch over to politics. It's because when he was bringing up the whole Nazi thing, it just slowly transitioned to what is a Nazi, what is a right winger. Yeah, that's what I was saying. When you start bringing up the politics, like even to the point of mentioning violence of the left or right, it's always going to turn into this type of discussion.
Wait, my whole issue with ER was political. I didn't have like a huge issue with ER's take on Steven Universe. That wasn't really the focus of the video. If you watch the very beginning, the whole point was people saying, "Hey, check out ER's videos, see the fucked up political shit he says." I do politics.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't it seem like that? And tell me if I'm reading you right. When it came to your argument, you're afraid that the things that he says ironically might be taken seriously by someone and indoctrinate them to the right.
No, I generally don't think anybody who is not like, you have to have understood the if you want to call it a dog whistle for like the Heather Heyer thing, for example. I think people who already have these beliefs would see ER's content and find some sort of camaraderie or empowerment from.
But they're already assholes, so what's it gonna hurt? Like if they're already indoctrinated.
So when somebody believes that large public figures believe the same things as them and are on their side, then they're more likely to not only spread these beliefs to others and bring them up in other situations, but to act on those beliefs because they believe there is support behind what they believe and what they want to do. It may sound like a long stretch, but this is something that happens when people that you follow support your ideology. You're more likely to spread it and continue to believe it.
If a YouTuber agrees with them, that's going to make them go kill Jews.
No. I understand
That's not what he's saying.
PewDiePie is guilty. He caused the Christchurch.
I mean,
it was all him.
I get what you're saying, but it sounds like similar arguments that people use to try to say that 4chan pushes a political agenda. It just sounds like that to me.
Yeah, we just push the fact that the OK sign is racist.
Wait, okay, I don't want to. Okay, fuck me for using anecdotal evidence or an anecdotal example here. But you do realize that the guy who shot up the Christchurch mosque spent all his time on 4chan and cited the Great Replacement as one of his reasons for doing it. A conspiracy theory.
Did he also call himself an eco-fascist?
Let me make a fair hypothetical. If I spent all my time on the Minecraft forums and then I went up and shot people and said praise to Buscus, does that mean Minecraft?
Wait, hold on. The Christchurch, that was the New Zealand thing, right?
Wait, this doesn't work as
the Christchurch thing doesn't help your cause, dumbass. He was an accelerationist. He wanted to get the left wing and right wing to fight. That's why he specifically used the phrases that he used. It's in his fucking manifesto. He specifically used phrases that he knew the media would jump on because he's an accelerationist. He wanted to start World War III because he's a fucking internet-obsessed retard.
As well as
he wasn't a right wing. If anything, he didn't like the right.
I read his, he thought most people, like average conservatives, didn't go far enough. What he believed was a far-right ideology, very similar, not exactly equivalent, but very similar to how many people who are leftists, for example, think Destiny's a piece of shit because he's a liberal and doesn't go far enough. He was absolutely believing far-right ideologies.
Well, I think he's a piece of shit because he doesn't stream StarCraft enough. That dude was stupid good.
What I was trying to get at is the fact that the media that you consume doesn't necessarily mean that's going to do anything to you. We've already done these studies all the way back to video games causing violence, comic books causing violence. It never really has a correlation that can be proved that it's going to happen.
He cites the Great Replacement in his manifesto, which is something pushed heavily by Lawrence.
I'm solely talking about the fucking YouTuber influencing people. I really doubt that someone's gonna watch his video.
Between a YouTuber,
I'm not.
Hold on, let me find the Christchurch manifesto again.
Well, the whole discussion we're having is based on the YouTuber influencing people.
I never said that he was going to turn people into Nazis or something. Somebody who is already a Nazi will watch his content, see it, find some camaraderie with it, think that this large public figure that they follow agrees with them, and then continue to spread their ideology or have their beliefs even more accelerated by it. I don't think it's really a deniable thing that when people hear someone they follow or a large public figure believes the same things as them, it boosts their conviction to that following or their.
So did Destiny cause Antifa?
End state
Destiny,
is
is, Destiny shits on Antifa constantly. Destiny's left far like Destiny is like what most people on the far left consider Destiny a spineless liberal. Destiny is not the guy you want to point to and say this is the guy who is inspiring Antifa.
Recently, he was talking about beating up a 16-year-old girl.
He
hold on. No. He said he would beat her up when she's 18. That's what he said.
What a hero.
Okay, so he was going to wait till it got toned down to a misdemeanor from a felony.
When she blows out the candles on that fucking cake on her birthday, here comes Destiny from the right with a right hook right to her fucking face.
My God, Destiny, she's got a family.
No, I'm betting on the girl still. I'm betting on the girl. I've seen Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny's
I'm going on the girl.
Squat and almost die.
I don't know this. I've never seen it, but this does sound funny.
Are you okay with me bringing up like what he actually said?
Sure.
Yes, actually, if you have.
Okay, so I was literally there. I literally watched it live. So basically, what he argued was that if somebody is pushing an ideology that endangers your life and the way you live it, such as most conservatives being anti-immigration, wanting to deport Mexicans, if you're a Mexican who sees somebody who is rallying for Trump or something, you could probably reasonably justify political violence towards them under the logic of self-defense. But he also said that he does not advocate for any political violence against children because they can't really be held accountable for their political beliefs. But if somebody saw, and so he would not support, especially not him. He said he personally never engaged in political violence.
This is gonna sound fucked up, but isn't that kind of what led to the Nazis fucking killing the Jews to begin with? Because they considered the Jews, like, their belief system to be a threat against them, so they killed the Jews first. It seems like
nowhere near
interject.
It seems like that type of mindset is terrible to have to begin with. If no one's physically harming you, then they're not harming you.
Oh
Listen,
God!
The topic of the Jews came up. Let me interject for a second, okay? Let me interject as a Jew. I don't care about any of this. It's pretty late, and I want to go to sleep. So let me just give you my final thoughts. Shut up. Shut up, no one talk.
Okay, thought.
I came here because I don't care about this topic, but I just want to have some fun. But you guys aren't fun. You're boring. Pigpuncher, if you liked ER's video and you think that loud is not funny, then I encourage you to watch my shitty Steven Universe video. Because now, be quiet. Everyone be quiet. Because my video is not loud at all. In fact, I forgot to turn up the volume when I made the video, so it is almost impossible to hear. Enjoy my video. Go watch my Steven Universe video. Otaku, the unknown Otaku, your stream sucks. I already told you this, but I want everyone to hear me say it. Your show sucks.
Okay,
I hate it.
We'll constantly
and
Easy peasy. Hold on. Can I want to watch your Steven Universe video. Can I come over this Friday for Shabbat and we can watch it together?
No goyams are allowed in my house. The Gentiles are not welcome.
Okay, I'm sorry. I appreciate you giving me your time.
Your avatar has bacon on it. You are not kosher. You cannot come to my house.
Oh shit!
Forbidden.
It's okay. I have a friend of mine who's a graphic artist making me a new profile picture.
It's okay. He
it
has a
better be
friend.
a fucking bagel.
It's
better be a fucking bagel if you want to come into my house.
It's turkey bacon. The new profile picture has turkey bacon on it. It's kosher.
All right, guys, I need to go to sleep.
Poppy seed or everything.
Hurts from doing this voice all the time. God damn it, I need to stop doing that. All right, good night, and go fuck yourselves. Good night.
We'll make you a podcast member.
Good night.
Okay.
Now this whole podcast is gonna get more boring because he's going.
Really quick. I didn't forget that there was a thing in there. Somebody said, "Well, couldn't the Nazis use the same logic when it comes to the Jews?"
Yeah. I was saying that.
Not that they could, that they did.
What I was getting at is, I think it's stupid for anyone to use actual violence unless actual violence is used first. I think that when we start getting on semantics and shit, it seems really stupid to me because, like, the only time it really counts as self-defense is if someone is personally attacking you and you defend yourself. That's the only time it's self-defense. I hate it when people use this logic of, well, I'm defending other people. I'm defending X race. No, you just want to punch people. You just want a reason to be a heathen. That's all I see it as.
There's a few things to go into here. So for starters, if ICE is coming to your house and busting down your door and deporting you to a country, for example, Trump trying to remove like the Dreamer thing. So if you were if you were brought to America at like 3 years old, and now you have ICE kicking down your door and taking you to a country that you left when you were a toddler and don't remember anything about, and taking you away from your friends and your family, and you're going back to Mexico, for example, this would absolutely be considered violence. And the people who know that this is the policy that this individual is going to put into place.
How is that violent?
Well,
First
that
of all, kicking
doesn't
down. I love
really-
you keep saying kicking down your door. I
That's-
don't know if you know
yeah,
that
ICE
FBI coming in meme is
That's a
not
false-
real
yes,
footage.
That's a false comparison. That's a
okay.
false comparison to begin with, because it's
Wait,
not
but
what we were talking about.
Comparing the
No, what we were talking about is the protesters on the streets, how they attack people because they consider their belief system to be violent. That's what we were talking about.
Like,
And I said
Hold on.
that that's stupid because their belief system isn't hurting you. It would be them as a person that would hurt you. If you defend yourself against someone that's physically trying to hurt you, it's self-defense. If you think their belief system hurts you, you're fucking retarded.
So the issue is I was never arguing in favor of people who punch each other at rally or punch right-wingers at rallies because they disagree with their belief system. My point was defending Destiny's statement that he would find somebody who is like, say, a Mexican immigrant, for example, who attacks somebody who's going to vote for Trump because Trump's policies would literally ruin this person's entire life, would be able to morally justify it as self-defense. That's literally his only statement. And then on top of that,
that's
he would
not
never engage in
self-defense,
this.
though. That's not self-defense, though. That
That's
guy.
not the argument. Whether or not self-defense is the argument. I only brought this up in the first place, or made this argument in the first place, to defend the fact that Destiny never said he would punch a little girl in the face when she turned 18. He literally said he would never engage in political violence himself, particularly because he thinks it's not useful and that he thinks it's pretty stupid. And he also said he would never hold a child or some accountable for their own political views. So even if Soph does believe, that's the girl we're talking about here, even if Soph does believe that all Muslims should be killed and she starts peddling that to her audience, he would never endorse any type of political violence being done upon her.
At least until she's 18, by all means.
Sure, yeah. If you're telling your audience to kill Muslims and stuff, then yeah, once you're 18, you're probably free game in terms of political violence. Because you're literally,
if you swear, hold on. So if you say bad things, then it's okay to be violent against you. It's
I think
okay to beat up someone who says bad things.
This is a point where I disagree with you significantly. I think if you advocate for violence and you say you should attack these people, that's a call to violence, and I think that it's okay to stop you at that point.
Technically, it's no longer protected speech.
Yeah, it's no longer protected.
I don't think you should take it into your own hands. I think you should do the responsible thing and report them to the police or
yeah,
the FBI.
That's the thing. It's not calls to violence are not protected speech.
Yeah,
thus,
report them.
It's
Let the police
illegal
do their job.
Exactly.
Wait, you realize the issue here isn't that
I don't support mob justice in any way, shape, or form. I think
but you
kind of
just did. You said that you're
didn't.
open to violence if you call.
If you think the police are a mob, then I don't know anything else I can say to you.
But you just said you opened yourself up to political violence.
No, I didn't. I never said I'm open to political violence.
So really quick, the only reason why the only reason anyone takes issue with Soph and her beliefs is because this is what she was telling her audience in her Discord. Fuck Muslims, fuck them all. I wish an atomic bomb would drop on the Middle East already. I fucking hate those sand niggers with all my might. Fucking pedophiles and child rapists. I wish there would be a Hitler for Muslims. Gas them all. This will always be relevant. And then she posted like a thing saying,
I mean, none of that's a call to action, though.
This will always be relevant. Doing one of the following things will satisfy me in life: destroying the pedophile rings in Hollywood, killing a substantial amount of the Muslim pedophile population.
That's a call to action. Right
also, everyone make sure you have a knife or a gun on you at all times. You heard it here first. Mass genocide of all Muslims, a service to society. JK, but please kill all Muslims. You better cover up.
What the fuck?
So these were
that's amazing just because of how fucking retarded that is. I'm gonna say JK, so you don't think I'm calling it's a call for action. Now, please kill all Muslims.
If she's not on an FBI, if she's not on the FBI search list,
yeah, she's definitely.
She should be on the search list for the FBI if she isn't yet.
Here's the thing.
Well, she's 14 years old.
If she had only done the stop the pedophile rings in Hollywood, I'm on your side. I still wonder how Dan Schneider is not in fucking prison.
At this point, age doesn't matter because we've had underage kids go around shooting people up. I think she should be on a watch list because you never know when a 14-year-old will get a gun.
Yeah, so the main issue here, and so you guys had an issue with Destiny here for saying once she turned 18 and somebody was like, hey, I take issue with her rallying her audience to do this. If they felt like if they felt like they were in danger because of her and they enacted some sort of violence towards her, then they could probably justify it as self-defense.
I mean, that just seems like Destiny is calling violence there. That's what it seems like to me.
No, saying that somebody who found that to be personally like a danger to them, who took that initiative once she wasn't a kid, because he doesn't blame any kid for having political views, could probably justify it morally as being self-defense. And then on top of that, he says, "I don't think you should do this though because it's not productive.
Well,
You're
I think
probably going to have a worse outcome, and on top of that, you shouldn't fault kids for their political ideologies because kids are fucking stupid and don't
I think that Vince. I think
Okay,
that
this
Vince.
is kind of gay, and I gotta go get dinner, so I'm out. Peace.
Okay,
Peace,
fine.
Cody.
If everyone's gonna say it's gay, then I guess I'll hop out too if it's getting gay. Sorry, but I was just gonna. I'll end it with this.
I mean, I'm bisexual.
I don't support any violence. I think it's stupid to condition yourself to have any mindset of it's okay if X, it's okay if this, if it's okay if that. Hitting someone unprovoked is bad.
I mean, it's
that
okay if
is
you
my
say
final
no.
stance on it. If someone isn't physically harming you, you shouldn't hit them. That's my only thing to end this with. If someone isn't hurting you, don't hurt them.
Sure, if that's your view on political violence, that's fine. I mean, I generally, and that's my personal view. I mean, if nothing anybody could say to me could possibly make me personally attack them physically. The only thing I bring up is if there is a person who has a massive amount of a huge audience that is promoting people or telling people to attack a group of people that you are included in, then you could probably justify that, like taking.
I say let the police handle it. That's my stance on it.
So for example, Soph isn't under like an FBI watch list. She's still she's about to hit 1 million subscribers.
Well, she should be.
Stream and streaming with yeah.
Why hasn't YouTube gotten rid of her channel? Report her channel for hate speech.
I don't know.
That is a little weird.
fine.
Yeah.
She just did a live stream where she
that's-
played Minecraft with Nick Fuentes and talked about how the Great Replacement is happening. I mean, just a couple.
Well, I'm
days
perfectly fine with people flagging the shit out of her and getting her channel taken down for hate speech. She's breaking the guidelines. Do it.
Well, the main issue is that she did that in Discord. To her audience in Discord, so technically it isn't. I don't know if that would count as.
Well, you
YouTube.
can get her banned on Twitch that way.
She hasn't.
Yeah, Twitch
changed-
has some fucking stupid rules.
Yeah, I got banned from Twitch temporarily for 3 days because somebody sent me a video on like how shitty the dairy industry is, and it involves you have to start by getting a bull to nut. So they showed a video of because basically they shove a dildo up the bull's ass and then jerk off the bull, and so that was like the beginning of the video. It was like a documentary. It wasn't like
Yeah,
a full video, and that got me.
That'll get you banned, yeah.
Otaku, I kind of blame myself for going to shit. It kind of all went downhill after I hopped in. I think I'm just gonna hop out.
This is the stuff I wanted to cover. I've been enjoying myself.
Well, yeah, I knew Easy Peasy wasn't going to give you an argument. He doesn't really like talking about
He
this
just
stuff.
loves laughing at Spurgs.
He's a troll. He's an internet troll. He doesn't take anything
He's
seriously.
literally a Jew that does the Jewish question.
Yeah, I was watching it and I'm like, I think there's certain things that aren't being talked about, and that's why I hopped in. I just think it's stupid that the left and the right are both doing similar shit, and that's kind of why I'm not either left leaning or right leaning, because like they're both using stupid arguments to defend their violence or defend their violent ideologies or defend all the stupid terrible shit that their groups are causing. And it's like I think we should just hold people accountable. Like if someone does something illegal, then get that person regardless what side it's on. Don't excuse it.
Wait, Dylan, are you a centrist?
Enlightened.
No, I'm a I'm a libertarian. I'm a libertarian.
Okay.
I'm a right-leaning libertarian, but I wouldn't consider myself.
Libertarians rise up.
Okay. But really quick, you'll enjoy this. I got to
I know the Libertarian Party's a joke.
really quick. I got to yell at my chat really quick. Earlier, I saw a bunch of people bitching that I said the N-word. Shut up. I was reading a quote, and it's not like a black baby dies every time a white person says the N-word.
I honestly don't care.
Yeah, sorry. My chat.
I mean,
There was like 132 people bitching about it.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I
you
saw
never
one.
want to see me hang out with my black friends.
Pigpuncher, it's the I'm not like other girls girl.
Oh boy.
Oh shit!
How are you? Wait, come on, wait.
That
wait.
was actually the
Wait,
funniest part
can
of
we
the
get- can
fucking
we get
7-hour stream.
Can we get Flamenco in here too?
I've been trying to get him
If
in.
he's on, I don't think he's on.
Okay, Spooky. So I imagine you saw my she's not like the other girls.
No.
Stream, right? Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No.
I just
So it
told her
came off
about
as
it.
So it came
Yeah.
off to me. So I have this this theory that when you have a lot of like edgy like meme groups, like your Discord edgy meme group and stuff, there always tends to be this like one girl in it who's like tries to be as edgy as possible, so, like to be like, I'm not like the other girls, I hate feminism and all these like, edgy memes. And it seems like they're trying a little hard sometimes. It kind of cringes me out, and I just kind of got that vibe from you.
Oh, am I cringy?
I mean,
from the
in our
fucking
group, that's
pig
unknown.
puncher who thinks it's okay to like, put violence on little girls after they said some dumb shit as a joke when they were 14 fucking years old. Legit, are you fucking autistic? For real?
You're still indoctrinating her. She's
Are you going to say, like, read
don't
some
think-
copy pasta bullshit she got from fucking Poll, clearly, and it says, lol JK, don't kill them, but lol JK actually do, please God, and take that fucking seriously.
Okay, so here's a pretty good.
retarded?
So here's a good example of you trying a little too hard to be edgy.
No,
it's
it's just
very-
because you're so fucking stupid, it baffles me. That's why I was legit getting annoyed listening
She
to this.
browses
That's
Poll.
why the other two fucking bailed, because you're too fucking stupid to listen to what other people have to say, or you're on the fucking spectrum, which is it?
I mean, everyone's on the
Because
spectrum. remember?
context does not fucking matter to you, you idiot.
I mean, Digibro taught us that everyone's on the spectrum.
Yeah, look. If he's
yeah.
on the spectrum, he's somewhere near either the Cookie or Darling in the Franks.
It's an inside joke. Sorry, you wouldn't understand. Just realized you were making that joke in front of Pig. Pig does not know what
Look,
you're talking about.
honestly, everyone
Okay.
should watch that fucking video because it's one of the greatest videos of all time.
I saw that recommended, something like Digibro like ranting about you or something. But really quick, I want to ask, Spooky, are you trolling?
No, what?
'Cause I-
about
No,
what?
she's
What
actually this
exactly
retarded.
am
Hold
I
on, wait.
trolling about?
I don't know how you saw what I said about Soph and thought I was advocating for violence against her. I thought I came off as being very much.
You literally said that if she's posting this shit, that she could have it, she could be attacked when she's 18 years old. You took a copy pasta seriously, and you're like, this
for
is
starters,
a joke.
for starters, it seems pretty presumptuous to say it's a copy pasta. I think she
I mean-
It is a
probably-
copy pasta.
Speaking
Do you know
of-
anything
wait.
about internet jokes?
It is a
It's
copy
I-
pasta.
a fucking copy pasta.
Lassie,
Is it-
Spooky
Wait,
browses
that's an
Poll
actual
every
copy
day.
pasta? Because that's kind of gay.
I feel like it's probably too shitty to be a copy pasta. Now,
Spooky
let me
browses
go
Poll
over-
No, it's
every day.
if it's a Pole copy pasta, I'll believe it because
Dude.
Pole is trash
yeah,
except
that'd be
for like the
something
2% of the time it isn't.
Yeah, Chet says for sure it's a copy pasta. Like
Okay.
it literally sounds like a gay copy pasta from Poll.
As she browses.
You're saying it
Yeah.
sounds like a copy pasta, but I feel like this became such big news that would have gotten around. Like, hey, this is a copy pasta she made.
Are you fucking
Okay.
retarded? Do you know how
I was-
copy pastas work? It's supposed to be a meme as opposed to trick people. Do you not understand that?
You're
Do you
blowing
not
all my mind
understand
right
that?
now.
The
Hold on,
basics of
Spooky.
trolling?
So you're
Calm down.
Look,
this is kind of going like my point is kind of going over your head right now, and it's blowing my mind. For starters, I never advocated for violence against her, which is quite insane to me.
No, but you said it
Um,
sounded like it was okay. It was
so-
an okay thing to happen because she was 14, so she said some dumb shit, and she's like, well, I mean, I guess it's like
Well,
happening to you.
No, so the argument that I made, and if you can stop me here where this like stops being reasonable to you,
Go grab some
if
water.
you're so say you're Muslim and you see that Soph is, and maybe you say you don't agree with this, but maybe you see that Soph is she has an audience of about 1 million subscribers now. She's about to hit 1 million, and is spreading this ideology, saying, "Hey, make sure you have your knives and guns and stuff to kill all Muslims." If you're somebody who saw this and you felt personally like you were in danger because of this, then you could probably justify violence against this person morally. I personally would never advocate for this because, for starters, on a very basic level, she's a child. Second, for all we know, she is memeing. Third, I don't think political violence is very effective. I think at most, if you're like milkshaking, it's funny. Fourth, political violence makes your side look really bad because it seems like you have no argument other than fucking attacking people. I only talk about this in a hypothetical, like moral standpoint and like philosophy, like when you're talking about philosophy. But no, I do not actually advocate or recommend anybody does this. I think anybody who actually does take violent action against somebody who like poses some sort of threat against them or tries to is probably not thinking very smart for several reasons that I just brought up, mostly having to do with it's not very effective and you're just gonna make yourself look bad and you're gonna get yourself fucking arrested. But no, if Soph grew up and was like 20 years old or something and was still and like started making videos where she started saying we need to kill all Muslims, for starters, she'd probably be taken down. Second, if you saw that and you were like, oh shit, I'm Muslim, she's like telling her audience to fucking kill me, and you punch that person in the face and you punch Soph in the face, like
I wouldn't punch somebody saying they should kill me. I would just like probably make fun of them, honestly. But
Sure,
that's just me.
so-
But no, the saying they want to kill me. Okay, first of all, you know how many times people have said they wanted to kill me or that I should kill myself on the internet? If I got, if I got personally offended by every time somebody said some shit like that to me, I'd want to punch everybody. But most people are adults and they don't really give a fuck about that kind of thing. And secondly, that's an attack on somebody. They're not asking for it. No, you have to defend yourself before you punch somebody back. So if the genocidal Nazi fucking 14-year-old comes and attack you, then yeah, you have the right to defend yourself from her.
So
That's not how that fucking works.
So there's issues with that on a few levels. For starters, you aren't exactly part of a group of people who's being targeted.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up. That's so fucking
tell
stupid. Death threats are death threats regardless, retard.
Okay, most people on the internet, like even people on your side, would say death threats aren't a big deal on the internet because it's
They
all.
aren't. That's why, it's still.
But when
You're
there's
saying
an
it on the
ideology-
internet too. That's the point. You brought up. What if she says it's on the internet? Okay,
Well,
it's
we're
on
not.
the internet.
So the
And it's
issue
also
here
from
is
a fucking girl, a little girl. And most of the time when people threaten to kill people, it's bullshit. It's literally bullshit. And if you're that afraid, you can contact the fucking police. It is not your job to attack people as a civilian, okay?
wait, you're still ignoring the fact that I said you shouldn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's saying that you should contact the police. You shouldn't necessarily be attacking people.
Okay.
He hasn't been advocating for violence.
But
Yeah,
you brought up the point that you're a group of people. That's fucking stupid. No,
it's
it
morally,
doesn't
it would
matter.
be morally justifiable under like a moral system, not by law or by what you should do logically speaking. I never said it was like the morally, or I never said it was the like by law right thing to do, or that it was logical. No shit going and punching some fucking YouTuber who says, "Hey, kill all Muslims."
But
in the
you're
face
trying
or
to justify it. No, you're trying to justify it. You're trying to justify why people would punch cops, according to Pig Puncher over here.
Okay,
Uh,
no,
that's
he
literally-
explained
actually,
that.
It's actually more cringy than that. Trust me. It's a Minecraft reference from when I was like 9 years old. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, everybody assumes it's punching cops. No, I think punching a cop in the face is a really good way to die. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Unless you're Etika.
Especially if you're black.
wait, did Etika punch a cop in the face?
He went. I don't
The
know if it was in
revolution
the
will
face,
not
but
be televised.
I do remember he went and started assaulting a cop and got arrested or something.
He did. He assaulted a cop. He didn't hit him that hard, but still,
He
the
knocked
cop
him
was
down.
really nice about it. The
No
cop was
wonder he's
really
on-
nice and understanding about it. He helped Etika get to the hospital. He wasn't trying to press charges or anything.
Yeah.
He was a really nice cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, from my understanding, Etika's going through some like shit, like some dark shit right now.
Yeah.
But
the
he's
revolution won't be
actually.
televised, but Pro Jared's dick was.
I
It
saw
will
Pro
be
Jared's
felt.
dick. I saw Pro Jared's dick on Twitter. I couldn't avoid it.
It was really hard to avoid for a long time.
Yeah, I tried to. I made it a few days. But Twitter is Twitter, and you're gonna see a guy named Jared's dick eventually, and it is always a guy named Jared. But really quick, I wanted to cover a few things. So for starters, when we talk about like the difference between one person or a small group of people receiving death threats, that's very different than a group of people. Mostly like a religious group or an ethnic group who has a large amount of hatred boiling up in certain groups of people against them, and then a large public figure, whether it be joking or not, trying to goat people into attacking that group. And no, I never said personally I would be in favor of people enacting violence on anybody. I don't think punching Richard Spencer in the face is a good idea even. I think milkshaking, while it's kind of funny sometimes, I also think it's kind of dumb because then rightly people can say, Look at the left. They don't have any good arguments. They just milkshake people. I think it's pretty stupid. I'm against it. It does nothing but bad for our side. Even if it is a little funny sometimes to see someone.
It was also only funny because it was like a $30 shirt that got damaged.
See, I do love that Carl Benjamin tried to make a big deal out of it, though. That's pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
to see him try to.
I think people on the right and left can both kind of do like the handshake meme. You know, I'm talking about like where it's like the two like the black guy and the white guy like gripping each other's arms. I think we can both do that meme on shitting on Sargon.
I think it's funny that people are throwing milkshakes, though. I think it's funny that people are throwing milkshakes when 4chan already confirmed that that's a symbol of white power. Like, why are they spreading white power?
No, it's not milkshakes. It's milk.
Yeah, no one actually.
Well, it's milkshake. Milk.
Tell that to Sweden, man.
Is Sweden considering milk a white power symbol?
Oh my god!
No, but according
to
the media,
ago.
milk is a symbol of white power. So when you throw milkshakes, you're just showing white power.
And also, it was a McDonald's shake, so it's not even milk. Like it's literally potato starch.
Fine. But if I see a Dairy Queen shake, you're in trouble.
What the fuck is a Dairy Queen shake? There's blizzards in my.
You've never gone to Dairy Queen?
I've gone.
Well, it's the same fucking thing.
I live right next to
it's the same thing. It's a milkshake. It's a fucking
That's not
milkshake.
even close. A blizzard is not even. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, a blizzard's actually good.
Yeah.
A blizzard's like an ice cream. I don't know what he's going on
Yeah,
about.
I know.
Also, how did we
Okay.
get here?
Like,
Wait,
maybe a Sonic milkshake?
The second thing I wanted to bring up.
Sonic doesn't even use real milk.
Gamer words.
Gamer. Why is it me saying nigger and faggot gamer words?
because that's the
That's a
meme.
meme.
Yeah.
Like that's the meme is that's the gamer word.
Okay.
Yeah,
because gamers.
that's-
Because PewDiePie said it once, like on accident.
It's like it's like a meme. Like no, this isn't like a politicized meme either. It's like literally like the N word is the gamer word. That's what they call it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Gamers
it's
are
because
the
they
most
take
oppressed
on a totally
minorities.
different meaning in gaming.
Okay.
Okay.
But no, the reason, like, so you think that the only reason I'm like this is because I'm trying to get validation from other people,
No,
specifically men, or
I just think
what?
not like the other girls.
Okay.
Who are the other girls?
No,
Yeah, who are
I-
these other
to be
girls?
fair- to be
no,
fair,
duh.
to be fair,
Who?
I would be using this. I guess my logic could be pretty flawed because that's like the same logic as
Are you
whenever.
trying to say women can be like me or something? That's pretty sexist, bruh.
No, okay,
That's
so-
actually
no. So I guess you could say that my logic would be pretty flawed because that's the same logic that people use when they say male feminists just want to get pussy. So they're just doing it for that
do.
reason.
Because I'm fucking rapist.
But
oh god.
So why do you think that people can't have their own political views without just trying to get ass?
No,
Do you
it's more specifically towards male feminists and how they always get caught raping a bitch. I don't know why. Pro Jared, you know, he doesn't get caught
Well,
with rape.
Pro Jared-
specifically,
Yeah,
but
he didn't rape anyone. That was
I think it's
100%
more
consensual.
Or towards showing his cock and being fucking perverts and shit like that and being pro women when obviously he doesn't give a fuck about anyone but himself. But you know, there's plenty of betas who are like, I can't get pussy normally, so I'll just impress girls by saying yes, ma'am. When we all know women want to be told what to do, what to say, not how to say it, and ask for permission and shit. That's a good way to get their pussies dried and
Okay,
shit.
shut the fuck
So
up.
if we're hold on. If we're going off like anecdote like memes about like male feminists, then I guess that we can go off the same thing of like most dudes who can't get any ass end up becoming incels, and most incels like,
Hey.
go towards like the
Well, I mean, usually-
side, and that's a
usually
pretty right
incels-
believe.
To be fair, usually incels are men that don't try to get ass. They complain about not getting it. That's
I'd
usually
say-
incels.
I'd say yeah, but either
Yeah.
way, it's
They
And
say they're
I
too
think a
nervous to
big
even talk to
important
women.
thing is
you can't
the
get ass,
complaining
you're going
about
to
not
become
getting
an
it.
incel. If you can't get any ass, you're going to become an incel.
I don't know. I think
But
it's
incels
more,
are terrified of talking to women in general. Like, they won't talk to them.
Actually, I think it's more of that they have the higher breed of intelligence, and thus they are actually too good to even find women as suitable.
They are too good for sex. I agree with you. Just let them join their own society and have the Chads can have all the women. It's
It
fine.
sounds pretty gay to
Is
me.
Chad throwing up Rick and Morty memes yet?
They just haven't evolved to the grand wizard level of
Being a
an incel,
homosexual.
where you become super powerful and you have wizard powers after not having sex for a long.
Spooky,
Hey,
it's
that's called
perfectly
Arch
fine.
Wizard,
That's
not
less
Grand
men
Wizard.
trying to get women.
Less men trying to get women. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Less competition. Just let them have fun on their forums. Fucking talk about how much they hate women. Go ahead, go for it.
I mean, I think that's what already happens.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said like incels shouldn't be allowed to hate women on the internet all day. It's funny. I like watching.
If incels really wanted to get laid, they'd go to either Russia or Japan, where they can just get a fucking breeding license and have sex with women.
I mean, it's easy to just buy a body pillow. I mean, like, come on.
Body pillows aren't the same. That's not fucking. That's not.
I don't know. They could be. I don't know. They could be. I've never had one before. How can you?
It's like saying using your hand is like having sex. It's not the same.
That's kind of gay because it's a.
To be fair, like playing devil's advocate,
I'm pretty
there
sure
are body pillows that will hold a fleshlight.
Yeah, I was about to say you could put a whole body pillow.
Fucking a fleshlight isn't having sex.
I learned this from Critical.
Look,
Critical
it's
said-
space age technology.
No, Stuffy, I learned this from
Okay.
Critical.
I'll be as blunt as possible. Unless it's a real living woman, you are not having sex.
Wait, hold on. Does it have to be a living?
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. Why does it have to be a living? Stop
Okay.
keep shaming me.
So I'll part away my edgy humor I've brought to kind of blend in here. But really quick, I wanted to cover the whole like most male feminists are doing it for ass meme really quick. So this is for starters anecdotal evidence, which isn't always the best to go by. But don't you think it's more likely in the kind of like anti-feminist like meme climate we live in, where if you have like someone who's like a devout male feminist, like Joss Whedon, isn't that a good example? Or who was it? Like
I was about to say, do you really want to use Joss Whedon after he cheated on his wife like 50 times?
Yeah, he cheated. He's like a devout, like he's openly like a male feminist, and he cheated on his wife like 50 times. Like I said, these stories are way more likely to like become massively popular and mainstream, and thus perpetuate this like this stereotype. I'm pretty sure most like men who consider themselves feminists, probably that's just their belief, and they probably don't use it to get ass. I feel like most women probably don't hear male feminists say
And get
women's
horny.
rights
Yeah,
and get them horny. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I respect your rights.
I'm pretty sure after the first time that doesn't work, they probably stop, right? Like,
No.
No,
Men
no.
are sad, desperate little things. They will keep trying. Persistence
they're
is the
doing it
strong suit.
completely
Wait,
wrong.
that
Anyway.
sounds like kind of an anti-men stance there. Isn't that like what feminists do?
I'm anti-fucking loser.
Yeah,
Have
Anti-men.
you ever heard of like BDSM relationships? There's plenty of men that like be whipped around by women. Like they can come. What?
I mean, teach his own.
I'm a gamer online
Here's the
who
thing.
talks about Sonic the Hedgehog, and I can still get laid. It has nothing to do with any fucking stance. Just talk to
That's
women.
only impressive
Go out
because
and
you immediately said who talks about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, anyone can get laid. You have to put effort into it.
I mean, if you join my Discord, you'll eventually join my VC and find some stuff out.
I mean, I think that
Wait, so my main issue here with like the whole like male feminist thing is that it seems pretty presumptuous. It is a stereotype, and you know stereotypes will happen, but you have to understand like this is just kind of
I
become
don't think
a
it's
meme
them
because
being a
the
feminist.
cases where
I
this
don't think it's
happens-
them being a feminist. I don't think it's them being a feminist that's not getting them laid. I think it's the fact that more than most of them are just beta in general. That's what doesn't get them laid.
and they aren't
There's
actually
plenty of-
feminists. If they're just
Yeah,
doing to get pussy, they aren't actually feminists.
There's alpha feminists out there. Fucking there's guys out there that can be confident and be feminist, but it's these fucking sad, pathetic weirdos like Jared that ends up making a bad name for him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, wait, but is Pro Jared like a feminist dude?
He is.
Yeah,
I don't know
Pro
shit
Jared
about
is
him.
feminist.
I don't know shit about the guy, but I've seen his dick, which is unfortunate. But
That's,
He
doesn't go into
is
you know, that's
feminist.
a lot of men I know.
honestly, that was probably the funniest
You're a
night
fucking
in the
fat
server.
ass
Though
guy.
was us all just sitting there reading reading Twitter and then waiting for the fucking dick pics to show up on server.
yeah. So basically, I wanted to talk about So when you have like a stereotype like this that gets pushed, there's a lot of reasons for why it might happen. So for example, a lot of people who aren't familiar with the data, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, think that the left is more violent politically than the right. When we look at the data, which I posted earlier at, it's the third message down in the group chat, when that's actually not true. When you look at the data, the right commits way more political violence. But there's this idea, the stereotype that the left are a bunch of like Antifa, like hitting people with bike locks and shit like that. That's the stereotype, when it's really not true. And so the reason why people tend to believe this is because these cases are way more likely to become popular, where like, be shown on YouTube, become more popular and shown in news articles and stuff.
I mean, to be fair though,
isn't really as much as publicized. So whenever you have like someone who's like openly like a huge, they're a big public figure and they're like a male feminist, they're way more likely to have that be outed whenever something comes up, like Joss Whedon cheating on his wife. So that's why that's become a stereotype.
He was a feminist too, you know.
Who?
Harvey Weinstein.
He was a big feminist.
I really doubt that.
No, he was. He also spent millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation. Millions. This guy was a hard leftist and a fucking rapist.
Wait, did you say hard leftist?
Yes.
The fact that he rapes women automatically makes him not a
He
feminist.
was donating to the Clinton Foundation.
Well, to be fair, you can be a feminist and not do feminist things. It makes you a hypocrite.
No, that means you're taking on a label that you don't fit with, and you're not actually part of that group.
I mean, but you're just a hypocrite then. You're still that label as long as you identify as it.
Also, second, to believe that Clinton is far left or even left, she's like a closet fucking Republican. Of course, Harvey Weinstein would like give money to the Hillary Clinton Foundation. Having Clinton and Clinton is like a huge criticism of Clinton. That she is really easy on Wall Street.
That's not even the only thing he donated.
To call her a closet Republican is denying the fact that she's more corporate than most Republicans.
I think
I don't think it's fair to call her or Trump Republican or Democrat. They're whatever side will pay for it.
Yes, I was about to say
like
that,
Trump.
Actually.
Trump was a Democrat until 2008.
So he'll go for whatever side will make him win. That's their stand.
Okay, that's okay. For starters, no, Trump is very conservative with his views. He literally holds up the Bible.
Yeah, but you can be conservative on any side. You can
and he was conservative for today's political environment. He would have been. He was liberal in the 90s.
Trump does have a history.
Sure.
He was pro-gay marriage in the 90s.
He's still pro-gay marriage.
Sure, but he's also anti-trans.
I mean,
so it's like he's not. Yeah, like you.
To be fair,
is progressive.
He's probably seeing the trans thing from a different point of view. Like when you look at the studies and shit, you can be roped to being anti-trans because it causes a lot of harm going through the surgeries and shit. And I've never heard him say he doesn't want people not identifying as trans. I mainly see him be against the surgeries. And shit.
You are only 33% of transgender people in their entire life will ever seek out any type of surgery. Other than that, they're just going to take hormones and change.
Well, I'm trying to explain his point of view. I'm not trying to give you my point of view.
Stupid. Yeah, his point of view would be very dumb.
Yeah, he is very stupid.
Yeah, no one's denying that Trump's kind of an idiot.
Okay, yeah, Trump is pretty stupid. But no, I wanted to touch on. So
every president is fucking stupid. That's a fair thing to say.
Sure. Okay, so
you either have to be retarded or insane to want to be president.
So well, I mean, no, I mean, wanting to be the most powerful person in the world isn't exactly something like that's not exclusive to being dumb. I think a lot of people want to be president who are smart. Really quick, my issue is used Hillary Clinton as an example of someone who is on the left. Everybody on the fucking left was like, God, I fucking hate Clinton, but at least she's better than Trump. And they all preferred Bernie or somebody else who wasn't mainstream.
Well, that's the same thing that a lot of people did with Trump. A lot of people were like, God, I fucking hate Trump, but she's better than Hillary. I wish we had a better
that was the majority of people.
I don't know.
Trump was basically a hate fuck.
Yeah, that's basically what Trump is to the right. The right doesn't like Trump.
Sure. Actually, statistically speaking, if we look at the Gallup polls, that's probably true because Trump's approval rating is extremely low.
The Trump presidency has been a fucking terrible mistake because he keeps fucking everything up.
Oh, you're not going to find a defender in Trump or Hillary and me.
I'm just hoping you can at least get the North Korea shit handled.
Who are you voting
Get one thing done that
I don't know.
you were
I don't know.
actually
I mean,
doing decent with.
I don't know. Like, did you like? I know it's kind of a meme now, but you saw the post where he was like, "I try so hard to be friends with Kim Jong Un," but like, and he does like this, like petty, like.
Yeah, he keeps doing petty shit.
Letter on Twitter. It's okay.
That's the only thing I liked about his presidency is he kept pissing off
I love
North
his
Korea. It was funny.
Well, I
It's
mean,
one
I
of
don't
those
know.
things where he finally did what no other president has done. Every other president would draw a line in the sand for North Korea.
Decided to
They
troll
cross
other
it
countries. That was
and draw a new line. And he
So the
just went,
problem here
"Fuck
is, so the problem here is world affairs. As funny as it is to see Trump like calling Kim Jong Un like short and fat, I would argue that world politics and relations between countries, especially countries that fucking hate us and do have the potential, whether or not they don't actually have the current ability or not, do have the potential to cause the end of the world if nuclear war breaks out. It's probably best not to treat relations between these two countries like a meme war. I find that to be pretty bad practice on Trump's
I mean,
part.
we're people on the internet. How do you expect us
Okay.
to take it?
Also, this is
I
a
don't know.
country that failed at launching a ballistic missile.
Did they
They
fail?
would
I
have killed
think-
themselves.
Yeah,
if
they
it was armed.
that was like 10 years
they
ago.
attempted to launch a missile a few years
You're
back.
aware, like a couple months ago, they were able to fire one that came pretty damn close to Alaska, right?
Yeah, not
Oh
really
no,
worried
not
about.
Alaska.
Or was it
Ah,
California?
so
It was
worried.
Well-
the idea of him going
Oh
close
no,
to
not
Alaska.
California. My favorite
Here's the
state.
thing.
God damn it.
What will I do without them?
God damn it.
wait.
Their
You
dick
understand?
measuring is
What he's trying to
idiotic
say
because
is because it got close to California, thus they're not too far from getting anywhere.
Yeah, I get it. He's saying that
No,
they're a
well,
threat.
I know
but
it's like a
literally
meme.
any country at this
Like-
point is a threat.
Well, no. Like Kim Jong Un's North Korea specifically teaches, like, indoctrinates their children to fucking hate America. They're
Oh, yeah.
literally
Yeah,
their math problems in class are literally, if you have one American bastard and you have another American bastard and you kill one, how many American bastards
do
do
you
you
know
have
what
left?
I
It's literally
think? Do you
the
know what
children
I
are
think
taught.
is worse than pissing off North Korea, though? Constantly pissing off Russia, which is what people on the left keep doing when they keep saying Russia is doing shit in our
Big punch.
politics.
Dick puncher. Are you communist?
No, I don't. Am I a communist? Probably
Yes.
not. I don't think I know enough about that to identify as a
I
communist. 'cause
think
then
pissing
people
off
who are
Russia is far
because then-
worse of an idea than pissing off North
I-
Korea.
I'll get to that point in a
And
second. but
Russia's
I
a
wanna
paper
say right
tiger, so
now-
they're not even worth
really-
worrying
I
about.
want to say really quick right now, if I identified as communist, I'd probably have people in my chat be like, "Hey, talk about some communist like literature with me," and then I'd be like, "Oh, I don't read any," and they'd shit on me, so I don't identify as.
Do you even read Marx?
No,
There's a
no,
lot of
I,
theory
I,
when it comes to
I,
communism.
I'm not into that kind of shit. I think probably some sort of like
I mean,
so like democratic socialism is. I'd probably be a dem. I don't know. I really mostly focus my shit on like social political issues. But I want to talk about really quick the Russia thing. So I'm not somebody who believes that Russia literally hacked our election. That's bullshit. However, I do believe that Russia did have a vested interest in Trump succeeding, and so they did absolutely play some part
I mean,
in
that's
like
any
being
country, though.
and funding advertisements and shit that were like slam pieces on Hillary and whatnot. Whether or not that's an issue is up to you to see, but that did absolutely happen. So I'm not
We've
going to
been doing that. America's been doing that
I
for
mean,
generations now.
If
America's
we're not-
been doing
We've
that
been doing that in
every
so many
country
different
does that.
we're talking about an outside, like a foreign country.
I know, but it seems hypocritical.
affecting
We,
our
we get involved in other countries' politics all the time, telling people who to vote for and shit. Why should we take a stance when Russia does it to
well,
us?
Also,
nowhere
the
near to that
amount
degree.
of
For
funding
example,
that
if
Russia
you-
has been caught
No,
with
well,
doing
no, we
will
don't.
buy you an ad on 4chan.
Okay, really
I don't
quick.
even
Well,
care
no,
about this
actually,
topic.
well, no, but really,
Well, I
quick-
don't care either. I
for
humor any
starters,
topic.
Like I haven't cared for the past like 5
Well,
or
Well, you
6
can start up a
topics.
conversation if
Well,
you got something more
Wait,
interesting.
really,
I'm
let me
willing
cover
to
this
hop in
one
on
last.
anything.
Let me cover this one last thing, and we'll get into some anime memes. So no, when it comes to the Russia thing, they absolutely did buy like millions and millions and millions of ads. Mostly on Facebook to trick idiotic boomers who don't know how the internet works and how propaganda works to like believe like a bunch of slam pieces on Hillary, which weren't
Well,
actually.
they were going to vote for Trump anyway, so that was pointless.
That's arguable, but the issue is that it's not good to have a foreign power in like interfering in any way in your election. And then you said America does the same thing. But for example,
We have done it for generations.
so-
It can be
so for
easily
example,
traced to practically every country.
So,
we've
for
been involved
example, in Canada, you can literally be sued for I think it's like $400,000 if you like are a public figure of some kind, and you try to influence the votes of somebody who lives in Canada. It's
I mean, but that's Canada.
Canada.
We've done that. We've done that.
Yes,
We've done that in Cuba. We've done that in Guatemala. We've done that in plenty countries in the South America where we want something from them, so we interfere with their election to get our people in. We've done that for
that's whataboutism, though. We
years.
can't. But that's what
It's not whataboutism. It's showing that if people get pissed off about Russia interfering, it's being hypocritical. That our country's done it for so fucking long.
Whataboutism.
Hold yourself, because I can get mad at both and be perfectly valid in that. So
Well,
that's
yeah,
not an
if you
argument.
get mad at both, that's fine.
People
I'm
do get
saying
mad at
I'm
both.
not
People say
mad.
we shouldn't be
Okay,
doing
then
that.
I'm fine with that. I'm saying I'm not going to get mad at Russia because America does it too.
Okay,
No
but a
need
lot of
for
people
argument.
do
Get
get
mad
mad
at
at
Yeah, I
That's
imagine
not an argument.
Putin has gotten
If
help
you're
from us
stupid enough to
before.
believe propaganda, that's on you. I hold people to their own selves. I don't
Not
fucking.
if they live in communist countries where it's like the only thing they get. But they, we also don't live in a communist country. But that would be the only exception.
I hold people to their own selves. If you fall for it, that's on you.
Okay, well, if it's still whataboutism, but if you aren't like mad about it because America does it too, then I guess that's fine. If you want to call it the hypocrisy, okay, let's get into the anime memes because, like Unknown Otaku said, she's bored with this.
She?
She?
You seriously tell her she?
God damn it,
You-
Spooky.
Yeah,
Is that what did you? Were
Spooky.
you naming? I knew it. I
Fucking-
I'm not
I
memeing,
called
but
it.
Spooky doesn't
No.
believe it.
Really?
I know Nataku is not a train,
No.
regardless what he tells you.
For some reason.
Yeah,
No,
he
Dylan
is.
and Spooky Stuffy
Sydney.
honestly will fight to the death in saying
I
that.
don't
No,
respect your pronouns.
I'll respect your pronouns.
You know what?
I just use your fucking name instead.
Okay, no,
I
here's the
noticed
thing,
Taku.
Big Puncher. Because I meme on literally everything, they don't believe this last thing.
Okay, you know what, Unknown Otaku? Whether you are transgender or not, I will still respect your pronouns and use she. Because it really does. It's
I
no
think
skin.
that he's fucking lying. I think he's fucking lying. He's got a
It's
big
no-
ass
it's-
smile right
I-
now.
He's got a big ass beard and he's
It's no
like,
skin off my
he
back.
looks, if he was a tranny, he wouldn't even put the bare minimum of shaving his fucking face. So,
I mean, it's-
I really doubt he's gonna put on a replacement there.
Hey, but Alias, I'm literally on their podcast. I can't kick them. What are you? Okay.
I love when people are trying
Sometimes I gotta yell.
That's pretty interesting.
I had to yell at my own chat. I've had to do it a couple times. Okay, I guess is there any with the ER thing? Is there anything else that you wanted to cover?
Yes, I want to cover ER. I want him as my husbando and get drunk with him.
My only question is, if a male was using nigger and tranny and faggot a lot,
Oh my god.
does that make him like just normal, or is it just not the other girls that makes me?
Oh no, he'd probably be trying really hard to be edgy, and it'd be
I mean, that's what I consider spooky. She's just a tryhard. I wouldn't say she's trying to impress other girls or.
Well, no, that's why I said you're trying really hard. That was my whole.
No,
point.
I
It's bad
No,
to be
she's
a
not.
tryhard,
It's
though.
I just
It's
think
not,
that those
it's
words
not
are
bad to
funny.
be a
No.
tryhard, though. It's not
No.
bad to be a tryhard. I think spooky's
I
funny.
I don't think it's big tryhard. I just think she lacks a filter.
Guys, I just think those words are funny. I've been using them since I was a teenager because a
Yeah,
girl
that's
taught
fine.
me. I just
That's
that's
fine.
why.
I have.
I'm
seen
gonna call you a
Spooky, she
tryhard
definitely
either
lacks
way,
a
but I genuinely think you're funny.
Oh, well, thank.
Okay. Well, what else do you want to talk about with ER?
I've only seen one video of his.
I'm
and that
trying
was
to
his,
remember
No, not
any of
ER.
the points
Fuck,
that
was
you
easy
brought up
peasy.
right now.
Oh,
because
the Steven Universe does not have good lighting. Bam, own the lid.
Okay. So I thought it was pretty. Basically, that's my argument. When I see the screenshot and I see like the light reflecting off the side of the statue, yeah, there's the weird band of light that goes across there. I don't know if you saw my response
I
to your
did.
stream. It's definitely like not perfect, like in terms of like when you look at the way the light shines. Like if you look at the other side of the hill, it's not like it's shining on the wrong way. Like there shouldn't be light there, but it still looks pretty, and that's how I judge art. I'm not like a huge like I dive into like the meaning behind the art and like the details and shit. If it looks pretty to me, then I like it. That's basically.
I do, just because these people graduated from the most pristine college in that's for the arts
Hello.
in America.
Are you doing
I mean-
Cal
I
Arts?
mean, no, it seriously is. Like if you want to be
Yeah, people need to quit shitting on Cal Arts. There's actually a lot of really good artists from Cal Arts.
I mean, they were taught by Doug TenNapel, who, if you've seen Earthworm Jim, it's fucking god tier.
If you want to be
Yeah,
in,
people
like,
need to quit shitting on CalArts. It's because the quartering's a fucking retard and he doesn't know anything about art. So
Yeah.
he goes, lol,
Yeah.
CalArts. You
Oh,
don't
did you
fucking
see
know
my-
anything about the cartoon industry, you
if
fucking
you wanna-
fat neckbeard.
I
you wanna be-
debated the quartering actually, and me and him
Yeah,
actually.
we definitely do. We definitely.
I
knew
don't
we were
like the
going to
quartering.
debate
I
him.
don't fucking
Yeah,
like him.
that was
The
actually
quartering
part
is
of your
a
stream we had to
fat
skip.
sack of shit.
Yeah, me and wait. When did you watch my stream where I debated the quartering?
No, we didn't watch the stream.
No, we just remember
No.
you mentioned it like a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, no, we're rescheduling for it because my Discord started fucking up and.
I'll
and he
watch
couldn't
that.
hear me.
I'll fucking watch that because I don't like the quartering. I think
It was only
I
like
think he's a
10
fucking loser.
He basically admitted to just like he's doing it because he doesn't like when media does like brownie points for having inclusion. And
Oh,
he does,
he needs
and
to
he's doing
shut
it
the
for
fuck
money.
up. He
He-
went
he's-
around and started trying to get brownie points when he got assaulted.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's at the very least, what I can say is he was very polite and he was very respectful. I can say
He's
that.
polite when he wants to suck
I mean,
your
getting
dick.
punched in the
but
back
he'll
of the
talk
head
shit about
will
you
Hey
behind
man,
your
make you
back.
I
more
mean,
polite.
if he wants to suck my dick, I mean, then I guess I can say 500,000 subscriber YouTuber wants to suck my dick, and I can just.
I don't fucking take that on-screen fellatio shit. He needs to talk to me like the way he would behind the scenes, or else
Yeah.
I'm not taking him seriously.
Well, I imagine when it comes to animation, I'll concede you guys probably know a lot more about it than I do, and
Oh,
that's probably makes sense why you fucking hate the quartering.
We are
Oh, I
very
fucking hate the quartering because he has
artistically
no
into
clue
what
what he's
animation
talking
is.
about. Like
Well,
comic
so
book
much
or
of the
animation.
quote unquote CalArt style is literally it's just cheaper to
It's a
animate.
trend. It's literally just a trend in
I mean,
animation.
if you ever seen
Wait,
Well,
the majority
so
of
what-
AniTube, we break the shit down on the animation and whatnot.
wait. So I want to know really quick: would Adventure Time be considered CalArts?
Yeah, I guess. I
Kinda.
don't know.
Well, what is CalArts?
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
don't-
saying.
Yeah, that's the
Like, what
thing,
the
like,
fuck
are we
is
talking-
has
CalArts?
been
Is
like
Cal-
really established besides Sasha's mouth.
So when
Like
I
they say Gumball is CalArts. Fucking Gumball. It has
Gumball
Yeah,
nothing
I
to
wouldn't
do
call
with
Gumball
like
CalArts.
the other shit.
You can
So it's-
say
it's
it's
like-
ugly, but
so
it
it's
doesn't mean it's CalArts per se. Like CalArts has a very pristine like history to it. I think. Oh God, wasn't it like Walt Disney also
call-
putting all money into it? Like it. If you want to be in the animation industry in the West, you have to be a part of CalArts. You have to get those
Fucking-
connections.
No,
But
you
you
can
have
go
to-
to Stat.
Quartering
Astounding.
tried to call. Quartering tried to call She-Ra CalArts, and that looks like fucking Legend of Korra shit.
I
I don't know
know.
what the hell
Yeah.
he's talking about.
Like he's
well,
he's not,
so from my understanding, when people say something is CalArts, they mean when it has like the solid, really solid, thick outlines, like really curved, kind of round
I
animation.
think it just means they're a retard that know nothing about animation.
Yeah.
Just a button. I just put a link in the chat that kind of shows off the CalArts art styles. I understand it.
Yeah.
Like a couple examples there.
I was about to say,
Yes,
does
but
Cal have a
Gumball
thread
is
up
not
right now?
CalArts.
That's really zoomed in.
Yeah, I
That's that shit I had to yell at fucking Quartering about. CalArts is not Gumball is not CalArts. Gumball has like 72 different art styles,
Well,
and none of them are CalArts.
Gumball changes its art style a bunch, but like it's that face art style that really like is.
Gumball never had
Okay,
that face before. That was an edited
Well,
photo.
as-
He never had that face. And
Okay.
the fucking Gravity
Steven
Falls
Universe.
doesn't have that face style either.
Even going with that face style, The Simpsons has that face style to an extent.
Yeah, the CalArts argument's kind of weird and dumb for the most part, but
The only art style they didn't change here was Steven Universe and fucking Star, and I'll agree with that. They look similar, but fucking Gravity Falls, no. Anyone that says Gravity Falls is CalArts didn't fucking watch Gravity Falls.
Oh, Gravity Falls. Sorry, it looks fucking amazing. Like it.
Yeah,
it's
you didn't
so
watch
pretty.
Gravity Falls. Every character has a different head shape. It's
I
a
saw-
very uniquely styled show.
Mhm.
I heard it's really good. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched Steven Universe. I haven't watched Gravity Falls. I still need to watch One
Steven
Punch.
Universe suffers a
oh,
lot
oh.
from same body type
I
syndrome.
know what I want to ask you. Why do you want to bang Rebecca Sugar so much?
That-
Oh no, I know. I was actually about to bring that up too. Do you actually think I was serious?
No,
Yeah,
not really.
yeah, because you said it.
she does obviously.
So I get that it's like a meme. I get that it's like a joke that the left can't meme, but I think it's pretty obvious when I say, "Oh, if Rebecca Sugar follows me on Twitter, I'll leak my own nudes." No.
I was just
No, that
I
seemed
don't
like a
know.
meme. That just seemed like a really random and
that's
kind
been
of
a
weird
long-
meme.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
That's been a long running
It
joke.
was-
I don't think it's. I don't
You
think it's a
didn't
meme
change
to
your
say you'll
voice.
fuck ugly people.
Wait, hold on. I never said I'd fuck Rebecca
Also,
Sugar.
I don't know.
I know
mean,
way
I
too
find
many
it kind of
people
a
who
meme
leak
whenever
their
I say
dick
fuck
pics.
Dylan.
The long
Oh
running
no,
the
I'm
long
not
running
gay.
joke has always been that I would leak my nudes. I never said I'd fuck Rebecca Sugar.
Okay,
We didn't know that was a
Yeah,
I
long
hope
see,
you didn't pro.
we
Yeah.
saw one video of yours, and it
yeah,
was
I
that
understand.
stream.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I was explaining it. Yeah, basically ever since I had like 20 to 25 subscribers, I've been like, oh, if I hit 50 subscribers, I'll leak my fucking nudes. And obviously it's a joke. 'cause
Oh,
I
so
never-
you're a liar.
Hell yeah, I've been.
Where are the nudes?
You see this? I've been fucking tricking you all this time. You want to see my dick? Get me to 500 viewers right now, and I'll do it. Or
If
will I?
if this guy is dating a girl, leak his nudes. Pro Jared him. He deserves it. He's a liar.
But
Chris,
you,
Hey,
don't do it.
Would
Don't
I'm
do
you
it.
pretty
fuck-
sure we have to call it a Monkey Jones now.
what would you fuck Rebecca Sugar if you had the chance, though?
I would
That's
say
my
no.
question.
I'll be honest. People are gonna hate me for this, but probably not. If the courting does offer fellatio to pig, please don't stream that for $5. Thank you, the keto comic for $5. I got a lot of super chats to read. God damn it.
Yeah, you
But I felt that was
we can
relevant
take a
here.
break. You can read
Yeah.
through it.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, there's only like 8 or something like that. Let me read them. Fuck, it won't let me scroll up. Is there a way where you can read like all of the
Yes,
super chats?
There's
screen?
a super chat screen, and
I suck at super chats. I can't
There's-
help you with that.
Because I have this shit where I have like
you
a
go to your live dashboard, and I don't have any super chats just because I don't have it enabled, so I can't fucking. see
Sad volume. Fucking.
But-
you can enable it, right?
I
It's
can't.
sad
Yeah,
volume.
he doesn't want the.
Why not?
Like for one, I don't really have it set up to where I can see. I don't have like multiple monitors, and I don't want to miss a super chat, so I don't enable it until I have something like that.
He doesn't like shekels.
That too.
A shekel for a good goy. I'll do a Sheckelstein meme.
It's okay. He can link my account, and we can all the money raised from Unknown Otaku can go to me. I'll take that money.
All right, let me read these real quick. Mav Strike sent $1 and didn't say anything. Broody B sent $1, didn't say anything. Broody B sent $2 and said ER did nothing wrong. Lol. Brody B sent another $2 and said that's not his fault though. You're just overreacting. LOL. I'm pretty sure because they're donating, they probably are joking. And then Keto Comics sent a $5 and said if the courting does offer fellatio to pig, please don't stream that. I'll add those to the like on-screen donation meter, the Oppressed Gamer Reparations Fund, because for some reason the thing here, like the goal thing, won't update whenever it's YouTube super chats. But I'll do it after stream because I know I have a place where I can like
I'll
keep
be
track
back.
of them.
Oh, another thing I wanted to ask.
Okay,
Sorry if you're not down.
no,
with
that's all.
super
That's
chat.
fine.
Actually, I want to hear this.
Did Destiny really save you from the alt right, or is that a
Wait, you understand? It's
Oh,
not
are
like
you
one. It's not like one
Are you
person.
actually inspired by Destiny? Because I kind of got that vibe from you.
No, well, I definitely so early on, well, pretty late on actually. I was like alt-light. I was like all up in the fucking alt-light memes and shit. I
what
watched.
is alt right? First of all, let's just
I consider alt-light and where I was to not necessarily believe in like white, like not being a white nationalist or believe in like the Great Replacement or race realism, for example, but to entertain the idea greatly and to be extremely accepting of people who do. And let's just say I would rather hang out with a race realist who wants to kill all the black people rather than I'd hang out with a feminist. That was basically my point.
I don't know.
And then And so what happened was the Unite the Right rally happened, and I was also like political violence is never okay. That was my view. And then I saw this Nazi go and kill Heather Heyer, and then people like the conspiracy theory happened, saying, oh, she was just fat and died from a heart attack, when like the footage shows it's not what happened. She fucking died. There's literally a video of her laying on the street, like fucking a bruise across her body from getting hit by the car, dying. And so I started to get skeptical about the kind of shit that the alt-right like was pushing.
Well,
and so
let me
just
ask you this.
Okay.
If somebody was, regardless of their political opinion, regardless of how you feel, if somebody was attacking your car and you had a bunch of other people attacking your car,
No, we're not justifying it. We're not justifying that.
Spooky, what the fuck?
The footage literally exists. The footage literally exists.
I mean,
He's not denying
came
it
out of
happened. He's trying to justify the
Okay.
game.
You're
Spooky,
trying to justify
Are
it.
you trying to?
They literally had.
somebody's car from
They
the
literally
time
did.
they were
posting
talking-
They literally didn't. You said this. You said this in the stream when I was reviewing it on stream. No, they had permits, and that was their street that they had sectioned off that they were protesting in. He literally comes out of nowhere and starts plowing through them. They were not attacking his car. If by attacking his car you mean they were like piled on top of it, unconscious after being
Their
run
attack was
That
being
counts.
unconscious on his car. That's the attack.
Other than that, I don't know what you're talking about here.
Okay.
The footage literally contradicts this.
He hit that
agree
woman
with
and he's
you.
like, "How dare you? Your girth ruined my car."
I mean, if
Um,
I mean, I've seen people throw bitches off of cars for less. Like I've seen people
I've
like
thrown bitches on cars for less.
like she was on top of this guy's car and she was scraping the fuck out of his like with her heels and shit, and he ripped her off of the car and he just left her there on the fucking street. Probably has broken bones and shit. So I don't know. I really doubt that they weren't attacking his car. Not saying his. Not saying
the footage literally shows him coming out of nowhere and plowing through them. Also, thank you, Broody B, for another $5. Says I'm not joking. I like ER's content. He's keeping edgy content alive. He's hilarious, amazing. I'm pretty sure that's a meme because they're donating money. But okay. All right. So no, the footage literally shows the car coming out of nowhere.
They love ER.
I mean, they're donating money to the guy who's like arguing for the possibility that ER might be like a crypto.
They're an ER fan that decided to just get the word out about ER to your audience. They're trying to red pill them.
No. Actually, they're from my stream and just wanted you to read it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
where
probably.
is the, like,
They're going
I-
to you because this
I should
asshole
probably
won't
bring
enable
up-
super chat.
I should probably bring up that my donations are non-refundable.
where is the full benefit of this? So
Oh,
they
you
can
can't put a
it
price on a good shit post.
That's true. Hey, I mean, I got friends who. So we talked about Etika earlier. He has actually just started playing on my 4chan Minecraft server that I play on called 2B2T,
Well,
and
that's
one of my
inevitable.
friends that wanted to fucking kill him on the server and is like trying to get him to leave donated over $100 just to like shitpost to his stream. Pretty amazing.
I
But
wish
yeah,
someone hated me that much.
me too. But yeah, so basically, the whole Heather Heyer thing. No, she was murdered. They weren't attacking his car. No, none of the people there deserved that, and the guy's a piece of shit.
Yes, I'm willing to say that she was murdered.
And he's
even if,
going
like,
to fry.
I'm willing to say she was murdered. She was attacking his car, and he ran her over anyway. Because like your car can be repaired. If you decide to run someone down because they fucking hurt your car, God,
Yeah,
take them to court. Don't run them over.
That's a
Even if
huge
that-
overreaction.
So even if that wasn't the case, that is still like that would still be ridiculously trying to justify.
It's
it.
murder either way to me.
Yeah, like
But the big point is that there was no attacking of the car that even happened. That's just not something that happened. That's like another conspiracy that I guess is pushed.
okay.
But anyway, what else did you want to talk about?
So I actually
My
had a
car
question.
felt threatened.
9/11.
I had a
Caused
proper
it.
question. You mentioned in the video that like you were calling ER a transphobe for what he had posted on about the doctor and all that. And you got kind of upset at the doctor. I didn't watch the full reply stream. But I was a little curious.
Sure, let me go over that really quick. So generally when people bring up the John Money experiment, despite the fact that if you actually look into it, it affirms the existence of trans people.
Which I've
most
also
of the
said
time-
in my
Yeah, I agreed with you. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. You have the right take there. Yeah, so basically, most people when they bring that up, they're usually arguing against the like transgender people in some way, or against the idea of transitioning. And ER generally doesn't come off as the kind of person who's a big ally to trans people, and it would include like pro-transgender rhetoric.
He follows me.
Well,
Shut the fuck up.
I mean,
I mean,
everyone.
Your Twitter's
don't
basically a
humor
shit
him.
post Twitter.
Everyone here says that you're not trans, so I feel like ER might be part of that.
God damn it! I can't even affirm if ER is part of that because he doesn't speak to me in DMs, but he speaks to literally everyone else that made videos on him. Everyone else, Zombear, freaking Just Jarg.
I would love to
all
talk
of
to
them.
I would love to talk to ER. Do you think he would talk to me?
I mean, Adam, that's what everyone else talks to.
He talks to anyone that adds him.
Yeah.
I
He acknowledged that your stream happened. Are you aware of that?
No, I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he made a Twitter
promoted your
post about
stream.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
a
that's
7-hour stream that everyone freaked out because it was 7 hours long.
Yeah, I mean, I
Dear God,
Yeah,
how
if
do
you
you
look
do
at
it?
it, his
But
like
I make
his
enough
tweet was
money.
around like 2,000-ish likes. Let me look.
Oh, nice.
Like he did one hell of.
I think I did like a 5-hour stream with these guys, and I wanted to kill myself at the end of it.
Oh, you should have seen the 12-hour streams we used to do.
Yep.
And I'm doing it once I hit
God.
15 to 25K, somewhere around there. I'll do a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, it's
It'll probably just be. It'll
Found
probably
it.
just do that thing where
his
the dude.
tweet got to 2.6 thousand likes.
Nice. Yeah, the video got dislike bombed kind of bad, but I actually gained a lot of subs from it. 7 hours Pigpuncher. Why? Because I stream a lot. YouTube is my job. I make enough money off of it to live.
I mean, you're also
Wait, what?
replying
You
to
make
a
enough
stream
to live off of your page on your subscriber count?
He puts out enough. He actually puts out.
I make
content
enough to
on,
live off of my
I-
videos.
I upload and stream daily.
Okay.
I try.
Yeah, he puts out more than one video a month, dude.
Do
Okay.
you not,
Well, God.
Taki, do you not know people can live off of their YouTube if they just have a dedicated enough audience to pay
Yeah.
their bills?
Yeah, whatever. It sounds about
It's
right.
not about the size of your audience, it's about the dedication of the people that help pay your bills. Like, that's it.
I guess.
You guess? It's true. What the fuck you
Yeah, because
guess?
like I have like 30,000 subs, and I have enough people donating and watching to pay for my stuff.
Whatever.
Well, yeah. So, fuck. What was I talking about? Like the was it ER and like the
your trans stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, the reason why, and I know Taku already knows this, but I guess I'll go over it again for chat. Hey, sir, I saw that you were here. I didn't say hello though. Basically, you take like a cisgender male, and you fucking like this evil fucking mad scientist piece of shit guy named John Money. Basically, his two twins were born. One of them had a botched circumcision, so he basically cut off their junk, gave him a vagina, even though it was a cisgendered male, you know, like it was a dude, and then raised them as a woman. Thank you, Brody B, for the $2. Says, yeah, he's a cool guy who I respect. Nice meme. And so basically raised them raised him as a woman, and then on top of that gave them the genitals of a woman. So in every way they grew up thinking they were a woman, yet despite having never known they were born as a man. And also he like made the siblings like fuck. It was ridiculously evil.
Yeah, it was.
But basically from this experiment, this kid ended up knowing growing up that they were not a woman. They knew that they were actually a male, and they had dysphoria because of it. And whenever it was discovered that, wait, this scientist fucking performed experiments on me and I was actually born a male, they knew it. And so this is literally, despite the fact that this was a cisgendered person who was transitioned, this is the same type of thing that happens with a transgender person who is unable to transition or seek out the life they want to live. They experience dysphoria. And on top of that, this experiment and what ER was bringing up, I'm pretty sure from this, was that we shouldn't be using gender in the way that we use it now, which is as a social construct, because that's how it like science uses it, because how we came to that conclusion was through an evil scientist's experiments. But then by that same logic, we shouldn't be using scientific data gathered.
That was his point.
It came off that way, but I mean, if that wasn't his point, then okay. But it came off that way to me, and that's what was my.
What I think his point was when he goes through and talks about all this evil, like what's it called? What John Money did, all this evil stuff he's done to children. But who would want to experiment with children's sexuality? And then it shows Rebecca Sugar creaking into the side. It's literally trying to compare her to John Money.
Well, yeah, I know that was definitely part of it
because she injects gender theory stuff into her show.
So how is that experimenting with kids' sexuality? Isn't it like a huge lefty thing where you can't change your sexuality, or born gay, or you're born straight? Just having gay people in a show or even acknowledging things doesn't it's not experimenting with kids' sexuality. Plus, it was gender.
Well,
to be fair,
kids who aren't sexually active should learn about sexuality.
Well, fusion represents.
Wait, hold on. Wait. most kids like have their first crush on a girl or whatever their preference is, depending on the gender, whatever.
Doesn't mean they want to fuck the girl. I had my first crush when I was 5.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
To
you want to
be-
fuck them. That's not what sexuality is. It means you are attracted to them, and you may not have wanted to fuck.
Sexually
them, but attracted
attracted.
them.
There's a difference. No, there's a big difference between having a crush and being sexually attracted. What the fuck? No.
That's still
No.
your sexuality. When you have a crush on somebody of the opposite gender or whatever gender you're attracted to, because you're attracted to them and you have a crush on them, that still counts as your sexuality. Sexuality is not purely sexual necessarily. It involves like the gender or sex that you are attracted
I
to.
think there's a complete difference between
like sexuality
romantic
seems
attraction
like
and sexual attraction. And
Yeah, because little kids can't even they can't express that kind of feelings for each other. They don't even know why they like each other.
they
That's
don't
why
have
bully
they
each
don't
other.
have the hormones yet to
Yeah.
express it.
Okay, but also, what is the target audience of Steven Universe? I think it's more like around like 10 to
8 to
13.
12.
40
really?
to
But yeah,
60.
since
40 to
since we're since we're finally
having,
done with that, I actually
having themes
I
in
want
it-
to say something though.
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of the issue a lot of people have with it. Is it does feel like the demographic is 12 to 15 or something like that. No, it's 8 to 12.
Let me Google that real quick. Steven Universe demographic.
I mean, okay.
Just find
but
it majority is 18 to whatever.
Yeah, like
The main issue here is the same arguments wouldn't be made if there was like relationships and like crushes in the show
There is.
and they were straight. Oh, Flamenco's here. But they wouldn't be making that same argument if they were straight in the show. It's like it seems to be surely because they're gay or because it's like lesbians or whatever
Cool.
that it's be pushed as a political
Hey,
agenda.
Flamenco, you have your camera on.
I don't
to
have
be
a
fair
camera,
though, I've seen
Yes,
every,
that's why it's just
I've
a
seen,
black screen. We can't see your icon.
I've
There
seen
we go.
every I've seen every episode of Steven Universe. Every relationship in that show was fucked, and I
Wait,
can
you
tell you
watched
each and
every
every way
episode?
how.
You watched
Yes,
every
out of
episode?
I watched every episode because I used to complain about it,
Okay,
and then
cool.
they're like,
You
if you don't
explain it.
like it, if you don't like it, then watch it. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch it, and I watched every single episode as they came out.
Okay.
So I can tell you each and every way on why I don't like something.
Okay, Dylan. I guess you have the floor. I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna go fill up my water.
I unfortunately also watched this this television program.
See, I feel
Every
like a
relationship
Spurn
in
Fest is
that
about to
show-
go on, so I'm gonna mute myself and laugh.
Every episode in that show, every fucking relationship is toxic. They don't have one healthy relationship in the entire show. So I think it's stupid when people say that the show is preaching like positivity or fucking love. No one has a healthy relationship in that
No.
show.
I mean, doesn't
Wait,
it doesn't in the show the because ER brings this up, the show has essentially rape by omitting all information for informed consent for their little...
There's multiple fucked up shit.
Yeah.
There was rape with Lapis and Jasper. There was the slave relationship between Rose Quartz and Pearl.
I think
There's
it's
that was
bestiality
revealed
too, if you
later.
really think about it.
Well, that's not so much of a slavery as it is
It-
like a cucking
programmed.
or
They're
a.
programmed. No, the pearls are
The
programmed.
pearls are
I'll be honest. I really haven't seen the show, so I don't know. But from what I
Well, the
saw, from what
pearls
ER
are
showed,
programmed.
They're a slave
From-
class in the society. Their entire purpose is to serve.
I was unaware that there's like
Yeah.
pearls.
Well,
I thought it was just one
technically, they're
character.
all slaves, though. Every single gym is supposed to serve
One
the
at-
purpose of Gym World. So,
Well, pearls are different though. Pearls are different because when it comes to the pearls, like Steven's mom told Pearl to keep a secret, and because of her programming, she literally couldn't disobey. Steven had to go inside of her head and find out the information herself. So pearls are actually programmed to obey. It's a slave. It's straight up a slave, but the show paints it like a positive, happy relationship between the two. Meanwhile, Steven's mom constantly fucks other men while Pearl wants her. Pearl
Well,
is her
to-
slave.
To be fair, though, the Pearl character also is being shown as like unhealthily obsessed with
yeah, she was a
his
jealous
mom.
lesbian.
Thank you for
And-
$2 into Odd Jobs. Really quick, I wanted to say I haven't seen Steven Universe, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm like really
Yeah.
confused because it sounds like complicated as shit. But in the
It's
very
not.
clip, I don't fucking know, dude. But in the very clip that that ER brings up in the video, it seemed like it was like the implied like no consent, like rape, like the
Oh yeah, that's the
non-consent
Pearl
by-
and Garnet.
But in that very scene, it was like they were like
All right, I'm back.
heckling her, like they were heckling Pearl, like that's
which
fucked
scene
up,
are we
like
talking about?
where it's like you force me to
When
fuse
Garnet
and,
finds
like,
out Pearl, yeah.
When Pearl is the villain in that. But
yeah,
what I
that's
was
like
saying-
it was very much like everyone was like dogpiling her. It was like clearly that is bad. Like the lesson there was like what Pearl did was horrible. So I don't see how that's like negative.
I don't know.
'cause it
I
just
don't
seems
think
like
you should be showing rape to children, but okay.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
I was
yeah,
saying. I'm like,
but-
it's fucked that they're
well,
putting
it's
this
not.
in a
It's not
children's
literally
show.
rape. It's
literally
not
is, and
literally
they're-
rape.
Still
Oh.
rape. They
Wait,
That's really
if
bad.
you're old
depends
enough,
Hold on, hold
it
on.
really
If you're old
depends
enough
on the
to know- if you're-
dynamics in which we're
hold on.
working under.
If you're old enough
if-
to know what rape is, then you're going to be able
The
to
show-
see it and understand why
the
it's
show
wrong.
itself-
Showing them
the show-
fucking,
If
the show itself goes out of its way to point out that fusing is like sex and that fusing is a relationship between two people. So when you lie, you can add 2 and 2 together. And if you're lying to get in a relationship with someone, what is that? If you're lying to get sex from someone, what is that?
Of course, the creator of the show is trying desperately to move away from the idea that fusing two characters fusing together is a sexual
Well, yeah, because
relationship.
now there's minors fusing.
because yeah, exactly. Because then there's that whole thing of so 3 super like thousands of year old people did it with a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Wait,
isn't it
he's
like,
14?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I
That
don't
one
like. This is what I
always
don't like.
throws me off because he acts like what you would expect an 8-year-old to act like.
Yeah,
Well,
isn't
he is-
Steven like
he is
starting out the show supposed to
semi-retarded.
be like super? Is he
Well,
supposed to be
this
like
is what I
super
don't like
annoying when
about
it
the
goes
show. The
Um,
show wants to have its cake and eat it too. They want to say that these are women when they're not biologically anything. They're rocks, holograms, whatever. They're not women. They're robot AI shit programmed into a rock. And then they want to promote it like it's a healthy lesbian relationship when every time that we've seen a relationship in that show, it's unhealthy.
It's actually
No,
the
Garnet,
most
they never
destructive
won.
relationship
Wait,
I've ever
Yeah, I was
seen.
about to say
They
Ruby
never
and
put-
Sapphire
wait.
was close to healthy.
Don't they never put like it always seems like in every single scene I've seen like put like recommended on YouTube or some shit. It always seems like the show bears down on the fact that there's like some bullshit going on in this relationship and it's wrong. Also, when you talk about like these like the rape thing in Steven Universe, like kids shouldn't know about this. You're either not going to know what's going on because you're too young to understand what sex or rape is, or you're old enough to understand what sex and rape is and pick up on the symbolism. And if you are old enough to understand that, then you're old enough to learn why it's wrong and learn like what consent is and
It's
shit
so
like that.
strange that they're trying to push this.
I
thing
just
and
find
they-
it weird that they're making this a children's show.
Yeah.
But now you're doing like the think of the children thing.
No, I'm not saying think of the children. I'm saying what the fuck is wrong with Rebecca Sugar?
That's literally what you're doing, though. You're saying think of the children.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
here's
cartoon
the-
series.
No, I don't care if the children watch it. I'm saying what the fuck is wrong with Rebecca
I mean,
Sugar saying
I
that
grew
they're-
up on a
grew up on a
cartoon series that I'm pretty sure is responsible for furries.
But wait, so-
Wait,
what's
oh,
wrong
wait,
with
wait, I
Rebecca
just
Sugar?
remembered something. I just
Gundam
remembered
Seed,
something.
where a woman uses sex as a means to manipulate an emotionally fragile 16-year-old boy to go commit genocide against his own people. So, like, you know, I
What
mean,
show?
this isn't the
Seed.
worst thing, but yet again, they're pretty out in front of, hey, look, Faye is using
I mean-
sex as a means to get Kira to go and kill a whole bunch of coordinators. That's
Yeah, but
That-
Kira was
that's
a
the
shit
plot.
protagonist, so he kind of
whatchamacallit,
deserved it.
They had like one thing I saw, Pigpuncher. You said when ER talks about just like this is a transformation sequence, and then you're like, oh, he just put straight up hentai on there, and it's like, well, for one, that's panty and stocking with guard belt. That's not a hentai. That's actually just anime.
Oh
that-
wait, I heard somebody recommended that to me literally
Yeah.
just today because they're like angels who like
Yeah, they're
fuck and
angels
shit.
with,
Okay,
Yeah, somebody recommended
definitely
that,
watch
dude,
Patty and
yeah.
Starking with Gardabout. It's actually
I-
hilarious.
I heard
to
it's
give you
actually
the
really
context
progressive.
of it, to give you the nuanced context of it, that series pokes fun of a lot of anime tropes, including transformation sequences such as Sailor Moon, where like, you know, the 14-year-old girls are naked throughout their like, except for glowing silhouettes essentially. So that's what it's poking fun of.
still
Oh.
pretty good.
those are.
Chad Boris in chat was the one who recommended that show to me literally today. He told me there was an episode where one of them gets their virginity back but has no more powers, so like she has to go and
Yep.
Oh,
some
yeah.
seconds to
I'd honestly suggest maybe not starting with panty and stocking because it relies on a lot of tropes that you probably haven't seen if you're just getting into anime shit.
are any of them in Death Note?
But
No.
No,
okay.
No, Death Note.
I think Panty and
Death
Stocking
Note's
came
on
out
its
before
own.
No,
on
it's
some
not
of the
Death Note,
tropes.
and it's not One Punch Man. But what I
No, Death Note's like very serious from my understanding. I really enjoyed Death Note. Some of the best media I've ever
Oh,
seen. in my
then
life.
check out Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
ooh,
No,
that's
no,
a
I
good
just
one.
I
list.
don't know about that one, Stuffy, but I would say check out.
I
yeah,
mean, it's
wait.
only 9 episodes.
No, here's the thing.
Possibly the
Let me-
best eternal debate between the pros and cons
Here's the
between
thing. As I
democracy
always
and
say,
fascism.
if you love Death Note, then you're going to love Death Parade.
I think
Actually, yeah,
Death
Death Parade's fucking awesome.
No.
Code Geass, honestly. But-
Oh wait, I was thinking of
No,
the other
because
one.
Code Geass falls apart once you turn into an adult. Because you start realizing, wait, he's only winning because the other side
It's stupid.
are exceptional individuals.
I got it confused with that circus murder anime with like the retarded like kids and them being yanderes and shit like that. You know
Okay,
what
we're
I'm
not
talking
talking
about?
about your childhood here.
I mean,
Whatever, Mr.
I would
Beats off
suggest
to a girl being
JoJo's,
murdered by a guy
except
who
they
thinks
kind
that's
of.
Wait, no, I can't
mean,
watch
she was
anime with
kinda
like
cute.
1,000. I can't watch an anime with like 2,000 episodes.
Yeah,
JoJo's doesn't have
but
that
yeah.
many episodes, actually.
what-
You
and
should
part
definitely
one's
just start with No Game, No Life if you like Death Note.
What I was trying to
Yeah.
get at earlier, with the Steven Universe discussion, though, like Rebecca Sugar can't really decide what she wants to pitch with the show. Like she wants to say that fusion is like sex, but then when it comes to minors getting involved, then it's not. When
Well,
she-
to be fair though, there's
she
also
said-
constraints that
she
are
says-
going on with
well,
the network.
she
with
says she
Sugar.
wants it to be about lesbians, but none of these are actually women. They're fucking robot AI hologram things. They're not fucking women. So what message is there?
And then according to some information with people that are in the know-how, there was a key storyboard artist named Lauren Zook who was involved in it, and she got nuked out of the project because she kept on trying to shoehorn her lesbian fan fiction shit into the story.
But that's what the story is.
Yeah, I know, but like Zook wanted to get it like really fucking explicit.
Okay,
like,
the
like,
point
not
I was-
even
they like
trying to be
muted
I mean,
her out.
Rebecca
subtle.
Sugar
I mean-
who fucking
I mean,
born
okay, hold on.
children,
The whole
so
point of
whatever.
me bringing up the transformation sequences is how Steven Universe does their transformation sequences, as they dance completely provocatively, and then one jumps into the other's pussy.
Yeah, like gyrating hips and shit.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it is very explicitly.
I mean,
They make
even,
it
they even
obvious.
spell it. They even spell it out in the thing where the character hides Steven's eyes so he can't see it because
But
like
it's just
Yeah.
shock humor, though. It's just
I-
shock humor.
No,
Flamingo.
I'm not saying this is shock. What I'm trying to say is more of like if it's just for children, I don't think that would be what you would put in front of children.
Yeah, I'm saying what
It
the
does
fuck is wrong
kinda
with
read as
Rebecca Sugar
PG-13.
for thinking that this is children's show.
Yeah,
Um,
like,
Like
Let's-
here's the
Sure,
thing,
but I
I
feel
don't.
like
let's,
the, I feel
uh,
like
let's
the
clear up
censors
one
would
thing.
cover
Let's
that,
also
right?
be
if
fair
this was
here,
on Adult
animators
Swim,
are
I
an
would give zero
extremely
fucks
crass
about it.
bunch.
Here's the thing: if I don't have a problem with it if it was an older audience. It's just weird
This
that
shit would
show
be
is-
anime for anime.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
it's casual for
It
anime, but
depends.
whatever.
Hey, Flamenco.
Yes.
This guy's a fan of Destiny. Why
No,
don't you
I
tell him?
know, I know.
Wait,
I
wait.
actually talked to him a little bit after seeing the thing.
Yeah, me and
Um,
Flamenco talked.
he runs in sort of the in the density circles. I've noticed.
With the densities, what's that? I don't know that. name.
Just there's like a subsect of people that are like do a lot of the same bits as him. You don't do it as much, but you definitely that Voosh guy. He's definitely trying to inartfully ape Destiny's bit. Only
Wait,
as a
how?
only
wait,
as
here's
a
two-
fat and slightly dumber communist.
Okay. Wait. Destiny's a communist.
No, I
No,
said
he
as
was
a
saying the guy who was
as
ripping him
dumb
off.
and a communist.
So
I'm
I
saying
I'm
saying
not-
that Voosh is trying to be Destiny, but he's also a dumb communist.
wait. So there's a few things I want to cover here.
Yeah.
For starters, Vosh is not trying to be Destiny.
No, he is.
No, he really isn't.
He affects.
Like,
he affects.
I-
this, hold up, real quick. Let me explain the
Like-
exact ways
Like,
in which
are
he
you really gonna
affects.
make me defend like another YouTuber here?
Well, no,
I mean,
I'm
Okay,
going
if you're gonna defend
I'm
another
going to
YouTuber,
explain
I'm
to you
gonna
very
back.
calmly how he affects the same type of mannerisms that Destiny does. One, he will not ever concede to a point. He'll either say that he hasn't read up on the point and will forget about it and never bring it up again, or he'll say, well, I don't know about that, or the sources I don't quite agree with, or something like that. Generally affects a very obnoxious and somewhat douchey persona, and then goes really close up into the mic and saying, oh my god, are you triggered, dude? I'm so triggered.
So he does the Necro?
It's very simple, basic bitch. Although he's also, I will say this, he is also affecting some other people's things. He's pretty much indistinguishable from your generic political react YouTuber, except with slightly shittier editing, I guess.
Vosh
Well,
live stream,
by
so he's
shittier,
not-
I mean no editing.
Okay. So for starters, these are like the only real similarities between Vosh and Destiny are they live stream their left wing, although Vosh is much more left wing than Destiny. They have edgy personalities because they're both gamers and they're left wing basically. Like you can say, like I don't really think like getting close to the mic and being all like, oh, why are you so triggered and stuff is like aping Destiny's bit so much as it is.
Except they
sort of
both
like
do
an
it.
internet person.
You
And
think
also
Destiny
Vosh
has done that.
also when I watch like a Destiny debate and I watch a Vosh debate, Destiny like seems to be way more charitable to the people he's arguing to. But when I watch Vosh debate somebody, basically the instant that person says something that's stupid, Vosh goes on the offense and attacks them for being
Which
a
is
fucking
funny
idiot.
because he's, like I said, not a very intelligent individual.
Wait, do you really think Vosh isn't smarter than the average
no,
person?
he is very, very, very slow. He's not very bright, dude.
I can't agree with that. I've seen so many dumb people that I just don't think that's a. I feel like Vosh could probably be about half as smart as he is now and probably be smarter than the average person. But hey, it's not my job to stand for the guy. He doesn't need me here.
We can go back to where he was on our show TRR Tonight, and he would get affronted by people would demand him to cite their sources on specific things, but then demands that people cite their sources, and when they do cite their sources, like, oh, I've never heard of that, so it must not be real. Like, he's not a, like I said, he's not a very bright person.
I could ask for an example, but I don't know if
I
if
just
you wanna
gave
grab
it
one.
to you.
What's an example of him doing
when he was
that?
pressed for sources for his claims, he said, well, I can't be expected to actually have these on hand when I bring them up. Like, who the fuck would do that? And then, 10 minutes later, he demands the sources from a person who makes a claim.
Wait, for starters, weren't you the one making the claim? Weren't you the ones making the claim? I only watched the first 10 minutes of it. So okay.
It was well, yeah, and he also edited the video, which is also very funny because he very noticeably edited the part out where I call him out on aping Destiny's bits. Very, very coincidental. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't edit his stuff. He literally just
he edits his stuff. You can find,
edits it.
I can link you the full unedited version of it, and there's about 20 minutes of audio that he had cut out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll show it on stream. On top of that, when you talk about like the way they debate, they're very, very different. Like Destiny does
Destiny actually prepares. Yes, that's why I said that Vosh is a dumber version of Destiny. Yes.
Is he just as small though?
No.
It just seems it just seems very interesting to me whenever like a right winger comes along and is like all these left wing creators are the same. It'd be very much like saying, no, here's the thing, because you wouldn't say someone like Sargon and someone like Armored Skeptic are aping each other's bit when they have completely different. They have completely different approaches to their delivery. Sargon doesn't have animated skits and doesn't have. I don't know. He also has like a couple of other things that are different, but I don't really watch either of their content. I just know that they have different deliveries.
To be fair, my boyfriend does get Sargon and him all mixed up all the time. Whenever I bring up Sargon. Not you. Whenever I bring up Sargon, he's like, "Oh, is that Shionhead's boyfriend?" I'm like, "No, that's the other fat guy with the goatee." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Nice
So-
meme. I can get behind that. But also, it just seems strange that you call out like Vosh for being somewhat similar to Destiny, and honestly, I don't see it. Maybe I'm biased, but I don't see
No,
it.
I call out other people for
especially-
aping other people's bits all the time too.
Yeah, he
on
calls out
right-wing
Dame
circles, too.
Pesos and Flamenco.
Who?
Oh well,
Oh.
Dame Pesos is 100% entertainment. I would never
Yeah.
try to be anything like Dame. Plus, I can't speak Spanish.
Also,
Just
I do
message
have one
me.
question though. Why did the kill stream change names?
Because
Gay.
of well, actually no.
You're gay.
It was a combination of the fact that 2 of the co-hosts had left, and the other part was we
got
had
yeeted.
moved on to another person's YouTube channel, and we didn't want to provoke YouTube because we have a bunch of people who just really get fucking butthurt and have to report things. It's very cute.
I actually have a question about that. Did
we
Ralph
just-
ever pay Zidane?
Huh?
Did Ralph ever pay Zidane?
I don't discuss other people's pay with anybody. I don't ask what people make.
Okay, cool. There's one thing I want to check out on. Flamenco it was kind of weird. I don't know if I want to bring this up because it was in DMs, but you seemed like really. It was weird when you first contacted me. I was like, oh, I think I've heard of you because I heard you were like on the kill stream a lot, and you were like,
Oh, there were
No, I
there
got
were,
you,
there
'cause-
were inconsistencies what you said. From what I've been talking to several people on left wing circles, just like Voosh, there is a very tendency towards lying. In sort of a pathological way, I would even say. Although I would say that you, after talking for a little while, got out of that, and my interactions with you were 100% honest.
Well, for starters, I don't think I ever got out of it because I was never in it. You seem to have an issue with me saying that I had heard of you being on the kill stream a lot. Maybe I shouldn't have said a lot, but I'd heard of you
Well,
being
yeah,
on
I was on the kill.
stream. 'Cause
I
people
was
call it
on
the kill
I was
stream
on
still.
TRR tonight as a co-host when it changed names. So yeah.
Yeah, so people still call it the kill stream.
That's
so
where
why
I
heard you by that
recognize
name.
Like I said, no.
Well, no,
Almost all the
whenever-
archive channels call it
well,
TRR tonight.
Whenever I hear people in chat,
Ralph
like
calls it TRR tonight. Pretty much everyone calls it TRR tonight.
most people on the left still call it the kill stream.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
that's
but like I said, you had sources that are just flat out wrong, which I don't
that's
fault you for.
not exactly something to necessarily like say this is the left lying whenever they just call something by the old name.
Well,
It's
yet
more
again,
common.
when you say that you've heard of me from there and you've heard me on there before, that means that, well, no, you didn't actually listen to it or watch it, because you would notice that the word kill stream doesn't show up at all. So
people still call it this.
But like I said,
by
in
word of
almost
mouth.
every, I will say this, in every interaction after that, you were 100%, at least from what I could tell, sincere and honest. So I will not hold that against you.
Okay, it was like really weird because it was like you came off as like really aggressive because of this like seemingly very small thing. when
Oh
you
well,
first-
I generally respond in ways that people treat me, and if people are being dishonest with me, or what I perceive as dishonest with me, and I have reason to believe that they're being dishonest with me, I generally react in a more antagonistic tone. That's why afterwards I was 100% genteel. You would say, right?
Yeah, I'd say you were pretty. You were a gentleman. You know. Yeah, a lot of people in chat were like shitting on me because I'm being too polite here. If you're upset with that, please chill out. We're adults here. We can be polite.
To be
or they just
fair,
want to show
normies
and they want
probably
us to.
don't. To be fair, normies, I don't consider maybe Pigpuncher to be Northy, but most people, like, if they heard about it, they either read about it or they got, like, secondhand news from it. They don't really keep up with the kill stream or, the repertoire. Even I still call it the kill stream every once in a while, but I know it's repertoire tonight. So I don't think it, like, when he said, oh, you're the host of the kill stream, I don't think he was trying to be.
No, it's okay. Yet again, because I saw
Because
the people he
even-
interacts with, and I
well,
said,
even-
I talked with yeah.
Even on, like, when you saw when, like, that guy was, like, antagonizing Sargon when he was like, you're on the kill stream with all those Nazis or something along the lines. Like, again, it's, if you've heard of the kill stream or
Well,
the
that was
rap
funny
report
too,
tonight,
though.
you more than likely either read the Wall Street Journal article or you heard it from, like, PewDiePie or some, like, bigger media. You probably don't actually watch the kill stream or the rap
Yeah,
report.
fair
I
enough.
quit
fair enough.
watching.
It's just like I said,
quit
if
watching
he's
after.
seen it if he said like he's seen it a couple of times, that was the thing that was like, that doesn't really square up. That's why, like I said, that's why.
Wait.
I quit watching after Jim quit showing up.
Someone just said, "Please kick Soph." What the fuck? Soph isn't in here.
Soph isn't here. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called Spooky.
Surprise!
Yeah,
I'm Soph now. Oh.
There's a female in here. Must be Soph.
I mean, like,
okay.
Soph wouldn't have such a hypersexualized avatar as Spooky. No offense.
So she's 14. God bless.
She understands the meaning of modesty. There you go.
She's a
I
14-year-old
know.
girl.
Spooky's wearing a dog collar.
Yeah, good. There you go. People, she should know. She should understand the word modesty.
God damn.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you say, Flamenco? Can I come on the kill stream as a guest? Come on, not
You
even a
can
call, just a guest.
You can
Come
call
on.
in
Come
anytime,
on.
dude.
Come on,
but
man.
I don't
I got a
know.
bit-
I mean, like
Come
I
on.
said, we're trying to get that Faraday guy because he was the originator of the here's how I left the alt-right, even though I was never alt-right to begin with meme.
Wait, how is he not all right?
Because he said it himself. He said that he's only gone until, like, even in his own videos, he's like retconned it to the point where he's like, oh, well, actually, I've only really ever gone as far as like Ben Shapiro or Sargon of Akkad, like the super edgy right wing circle.
He was like a fan of Stefan Molyneux's like race realism shit.
Yeah,
or his
Molly is
shit.
also alt-light, dude. Yeah, Molly's completely.
Oh, if you want to claim he didn't go far enough to be alt-right, you can say he's alt-right.
Well,
But,
I mean, like,
okay.
Has Molyneux ever gone and said I am explicitly alt-right?
I mean, there's that famous clip of him saying, like, I'm listening about the alt-right shit, or about the Great Replacement shit.
That's not.
I would argue the Great Replacement is the Great Replacement.
About
imperialism or something. Yeah.
Well, ethnic nepotism and stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay. I generally think that vein of thought is pretty far right, even alt right. Like the whole everything ranging from race realism to the Great Replacement is alt right.
This is par for the course of lefty circles. You just need to attack your your opponent by saying that they're part of a group that you've already labeled as.
No, it's not. I know you're going to say this is like to shut down the conversation. No,
well, it is. 100% is.
Wait,
this goes back to the 1940s when the Communist Party said, "Listen, if you run into outside provocateurs or things that you just really aren't winning in, just call them Nazis, call them things that people already detest, because eventually the public will relate these people to that ideology and they'll just dismiss their arguments out of hand." This is not a new argument. This is a completely old, tried and true argument, because I mean, let's face it, the majority of people are stupid. And I don't know, if you have no problem with lying to people, then you're more like to just smear your opponent like that, and then they really can't do anything, because you'll say, oh, well, of course a person who's like this would deny it. It's very silly. It's very tedious.
So when I made my stream where I was talking about ER as a Nazi, I was very open that I would love to talk to ER, debate him or anything like that. Or obviously, I come on here very willing to debate.
Yeah,
people
ER doesn't. But ER is not very good at he'll do just like podcasts with people who like the same media that he does.
And even
okay,
I don't think he's really up for debates.
I think he's
Of course, I can't speak for him, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I heard he's pretty shy and stuff. But I want to say really quick, this isn't really the case with most people. I think most people who say this person is a Nazi or this person is alt-right are probably just labeling them in a way that is what they believe to be accurate. Most people that I know, and myself personally, if I say somebody's like a white nationalist or alt-right or a racist or something, I still want to debate them. I'm not trying to shut down the argument. So if I may call ER like a Nazi or something, but if he came and debated me, I know he wouldn't, but if he came and debated me and or even just talked to me and like said, no, I actually don't believe these things, it was just like shitty humor or something, or had a pretty like reasonable like explanation, like, no, I don't believe this shit,
well,
then I would be like, oh, okay,
though.
you know.
That's the thing, though. If you know that he's joking, if you know people are just being it's clearly joking, then why would you assume that? And also, everybody who has ever debated a leftist or, got into a Twitter argument has been called a Nazi. Even leftists have been called Nazis. It's not really uncommon people getting like misconstrued as something. So it's kind of bullshit to expect people to be like, no, I'm not a Nazi. And people just be like, no, you are. And it just kind of is bad. People can just say,
it's safe
no,
to
I'm
call
not.
people a Nazi who self-identify as a Nazi. Like, a lot of Nazis who are Nazis will tell you they're a Nazi.
Well, that's a very, very slim amount of people. You can't really proudly call yourself a Nazi and still get taken
I
seriously.
wouldn't call you a Christian unless you told me.
Which is why just
Well,
lazily
okay.
smearing
If I-
somebody is such an
thank you-
effective tactic.
thank
like
you,
that.
Adi.
You understand that that's the reason why people have been doing that for literally decades now.
Well, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, so for
Well, I mean,
example,
if you're the one that's
so I may not
trying to
identify as so I may not
in.
identify as a Christian.
no.
So I may not identify as a Christian, but if I start like quoting Bible verses and start spreading would be considered like Christian
You could
values
be a
in my
shit
chat,
poster. You
then-
could be a shit
well, if
poster.
I'm-
I'm not
Yeah,
going to
you
call
could
you a
just be
Christian.
lying.
it would be even if I was shit posting, it would be a
Or
pretty.
he could be
damn
quoting
good
Pulp
assertion
Fiction.
to say it would be a pretty damn
I
good
like Pulp
assertion to
Fiction.
say I'm probably a Christian if I was doing that.
I
don't
shit
really think
post
about
as a Sonic fan. I'm actually heavily into Mario.
Like I said, it is a tried and true way of shutting down people and shutting down dissent, and it's been used, like I said, by people for decades. That's
Yeah,
why,
it has,
that's
but
why I'm overly critical of it in a lot of cases, and that's just how I am on that.
I mean, it has, but like he does have a decent point where if someone acts in a certain way and they behave in a certain way and they support certain things, then it makes logical sense to assume that they are in a certain way. Like if you were to spread Christian or like Islamic propaganda everywhere, people wouldn't assume you're an atheist, right? Like you wouldn't assume someone who like seems to be sincerely enjoying and spreading the news of whatever faith you're in, whatever faith
I
you
wouldn't
choose.
call
You wouldn't
them-
assume that they're atheist or anything like that.
I wouldn't
You assume
call
they
them-
probably
I wouldn't call them a Muslim. I wouldn't call them a Christian. I wouldn't call them any Nazi or anything. I would just
Dead
call them an
air.
asshole.
Whoa,
I just
Yeah,
call him
but
a fucking
that's
asshole.
not how we do things when we're talking about like political labels. If you're going to use a political
Well, why
label,
give them a political label if they haven't accepted one?
labels for things are making
Useful.
language easier. It's why we have gender pronouns and shit like that. Having labels for people, it makes language easier. It's why it
Well, what if
exists.
they deny it though? What if they go other way? No, I'm not, and then you keep labeling them anyways, even though they said they're not. I guess the
If
same
they
thing
continue
applies
to-
to the trans thing, but like it's still like if we're talking about just a descriptor of what somebody believes in, right? And they're
Well,
like, I believe in nationalism. What I believe in, I'm pro-nationalist, and you're like, well, Nazis were also nationalists. We're like, no, I'm just a nationalist.
Well,
Then they
most-
can be like, no, you're a Nazi. You're a
I'm a
Nazi.
nationalist and Jews suck.
so, okay.
That's just a coincidence.
So most people with these views are going to they'll dog whistle or they'll just keep them hidden. Nobody comes out and proudly says I'm a Nazi. Some people do, but it's pretty rare. It's best, especially if you're an influencer who's trying to influence a group of people to believe a certain ideology, not to just go out and say, I'm a white nationalist who thinks we should cut off all immigration and kick out all the brown people.
Maybe
That's
you
not
know
something you
different.
want
Well,
to do.
okay. Can you
However,
tell
if
me
you look-
Can you tell me which person is explicitly saying that?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to be like,
nobody. That's what I'm saying. Nobody
every,
don't
like,
do that.
Have you have you seen Lauren Southern's new documentary? Have
Oh,
you seen it?
every
wait,
fucking
are you-
every
are you-
Klansman or white supremacist I've met,
Well,
they
you have to
proudly
excuse
fucking
me.
Yeah,
Everybody
like,
has
all
to
9
have a little
Klansmen
bit of
I've ever
crush on,
seen.
Lauren.
Okay, you're
I mean, we
talking
all do,
about
let's be fair.
Klansmen.
Lauren is-
No,
Lauren
I'm
is
saying
wifey
if someone
material right there.
has an ideology, they own it. I've never met someone that's all I'm closeted Nazi. I've never met that.
It's dead air
Okay.
killing me, by the way.
Okay, Nick Fuentes is a good example. If you look at like the shit he said and like his actual like the shit he says, it's pretty safe to reason he might be a Nazi.
But he
I
also
mean,
you
you
still have
do realize,
to
hold up, real quick. You do realize that Nick Fuentes has said that the current population trends in the United States are pretty much set in stone, and that we need to make peace with that, right?
I don't believe that he said that in a way that
Well,
would
he said that on his.
influence
He said that on his show like literally 5 days ago.
So does that change the fact that he's still, and I know you're going to deny it, but like the cookie question thing, that was pretty clearly fucked. Are you still going to deny the whole like...
Or he just found the joke funny.
That was a long way to take it. That was like a 2.5 minute like Like, oh, and and then
To
basically
be
saying
fair,
every single-
fucking Sargon of Akkad mentioned
Well,
depends
I mean,
on the
you know,
child, but I
yet
wouldn't
again,
call him a
that's what makes
predator.
the joke
Wait,
funny.
what did Sargon do? What did
I
Sargon
said
do?
Sargon of Akkad made an argument about it depends on the child, but I wouldn't call him a predator. People can say and humor arguments without
No,
actually
I would
believing
argue
them.
actually if Sargon was like, it depends on the child, I'd say it's pretty
He did
fucking
say that. He did
Yeah, I'd
say
say
that.
in that
I
case,
think that's pretty messed up, to be honest. But
in that case, I'd say it's pretty reasonable to label
He
Sargon.
was doing a
as
thought experiment, but he still said it.
okay, I think I see what he's trying to get at, but he's
To
saying
be
it very
fair, though, he
poorly.
was engaging. Like, I hate to fucking carry water for Sargon, but he was carrying water with a person and trying to play along with the person.
That's what I'm saying, though. How do we know if these? How do we know if these hypothetical
I mean,
Nazis
yet again,
are in
it's
the
also
same
kind of
space?
retarded too. So, obviously, we all can agree that, basically, it's wrong to diddle kids. At least I would hope everybody in this
How
this
can
call
we-
can agree with that.
I mean, it
How
depends
can
on
we
the child.
confirm? How can we
Well,
confirm?
see, there you go.
Hey,
How
well,
can
like
we-
that same thing can be said about Destiny too, because like I literally made a whole fucking video having Unlisted with him and Almos Yee, where he thought of the idea of like, what if we do live in a society where we use pedo porn as like a way to stop pedophiles? I wouldn't call Destiny a pedophile for that per se, but I call him kind of creepy. But that's what he did.
And
Well,
I
you
will,
did
and I will
realize-
give Destiny, and I will give Destiny this. I don't have any respect for him, pretty much, but I will say, at least the good Lord has given him the sense enough to understand that he should never throw his hat into any political arena ever. He should never run for any form of fucking office because that is just a fucking recipe for disaster.
What I was getting at all that is though, like, how can we tell when someone's humoring a hypothetical argument or saying something hypothetically?
Also, this dead air is killing me. What? Somebody else say something.
Can you not hear me? Am I muted?
Wait, I can
I
hear
I
you.
can hear Dylan. I think.
Okay, well, what I was saying is, how can we tell
Oh wait,
when?
what? Why can't I hear Dylan? Uh-oh, that might.
I don't
it
know
might
why
be
you
Google
can't.
Hangouts. 1 second.
You have Dylan. Okay. No, I wanted. Holy shit! There's lots.
Okay,
to
well,
unpack there.
now let me say what I was gonna say. How can we tell when someone is humoring an argument or just saying something like hypothetically, and how can we confirm that they actually have those belief systems? I would say when they say that they identify as this. So I think it's stupid to say this person could be a Nazi, this person is a Nazi. Wait till they say they're a Nazi, then call them a Nazi.
But they aren't going to. Saying you're a Nazi is extremely bad for optics.
I don't know. I've seen
I
a
would
lot of
give the right-
Nazis
I
that
would-
own it.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
just
and they aren't
throwing
exactly, and they
porn.
aren't, and they aren't exactly allowed on YouTube where they can spread their views, are they? So really quick, I want to cover one thing. No, you don't come. Most people who have ideologies, they aren't like that are like extremely frowned down upon on society. They don't openly say they are part of that ideology. It's a good way to push new people away who may be susceptible to.
I don't know,
takes of your
fam.
views.
I don't know.
No,
fam.
he
There are
is
these-
right on that point. He is
there-
right.
Well, I
So
mean, there's even
the
worse people than
KKK.
that.
The KKK is like hated because everyone knows what they're all about. Like when you hear someone say it's a KKK Klansman, that they're like people shy away from that shit. But if you say you're just an ethno-nationalist who cares about the demographic of your country, you're going to your actual view may align much more with that of a KKK guy, but you're not coming out and saying I'm a Nazi, because if you do that, you're not going to have any following. You're not going to be.
I mean, but I
you can
still
obviously
think
not-
it's
you have
stupid. I
platform.
still think it's stupid to call them something that they
Yeah.
don't self-identify as. Like,
Well,
if you're gonna do that, then why?
That of a Nazi,
Well, what I'm
then they
saying
are.
is, if you're gonna do that, then why do you think it's like below you to just call them an asshole or call them a piece of shit or anything? Because you're just slapping
asshole-
that as an insult on them anyway.
Well, asshole or piece of shit is not exactly.
That's
as
equivalent to
pretty
being
broad.
called a
It's
Nazi.
pretty
Yes,
broad.
it is.
No, being like okay, a Nazi is not an asshole. A Nazi is someone who wants to exterminate an entire group of people.
That
I think
sounds pretty asshole to
asshole-
me, fam.
Yeah,
That's
like,
kind
until
of an
they
asshole
start
thing.
going, I think we should
Wait, you
gas a
wouldn't-
large group of.
Wait, you wouldn't call the
people?
guy who bumped into your car bumped into your car the same thing you would call somebody who's advocating for the
I
genocide.
called them both assholes. They're both
Yeah.
assholes. Hitler was an
Asshole.
asshole.
Look, being an asshole is a spectrum.
So we would say they're on the far
I'm willing
asshole
to
side
say
of it.
that Hitler was an asshole and I don't respect his political opinions. I'm willing to say that.
Okay.
Yet again, if your only criteria for labeling somebody is something that you're taking from what they're saying, if you're saying that Nick Fuentes is a neo-Nazi because he says things that I disagree with, or he makes jokes that I disagree with, or because he's a nationalist, or because of any of these criteria,
I can't read Nick Fuentes' mind. I have to go off what he says.
Right, but you also go on the hidden meaning, and that's where the dog whistle thing really comes in. It's like, well, yeah, you know what? Anything can be considered a dog whistle if you really fucking want it hard enough. And that
Look
is
at Alex
the problem
Jones.
right there.
Everything's a dog whistle to him.
Well, okay, so you're kind of Okay, for starters, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Nick Fuentes, for example, calls himself. He's a public figure. He can call himself a liberal, but if he's saying the things he says, it's obvious he's not a liberal. And you're going to call him a conservative. Yes. So if he's saying Nazi shit and something that's clearly a dog whistle, like the 6 million cookies thing. Thank you, Broody B, for the $1.
Now, was he agreeing with the cookies, or was he?
That's what I'm saying.
Did you watch the clip?
The context here is very. Yes, I watched the entire clip. We had it on TRR. It was yet again.
So he says at the end, "This is if you're a normie, you're not going to understand that." And he smiles and he says, "Just something about that doesn't sound. Something about the 6 million cookies thing doesn't sound quite right to me." And he's like smiling at the camera. And at the end, he says,
"Well,
that's
a lot of this."
And then he says, "That's an inside joke. If you're a normie, you're not going to get that."
That's what I was trying to say about the so thing, where I was like literally telling you it's a fucking copy pasta when she says kill all Muslims, but lol, JK, don't actually, but actually please do kill all Muslims.
I'm not finding that copy pasta, by the way. Where the hell is it?
What I'm saying, what I'm trying to get at is how can we determine when he's being sincere or not? Like, what gives us the authority to say he's joking here and he's not joking
And mind you, with things and smears that have very real world consequences, from not being able to use certain banks to possibly being exiled from public life to being limited in employment opportunity, like these have very fucking real world ramifications.
But yeah,
let's also bring up not being allowed in certain countries.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what
I can no longer get in Israel. Thank you.
Well, other countries don't have this, but this is part of free speech. This is part of free speech and your First Amendment right. So basically,
if it was part of, hold up,
say whatever you want.
If it was part of free speech, people wouldn't be going so far out of their way to make sure that people can't speak.
Hold up.
They wouldn't be relying on major credit card companies from excising them from being able to process payments, to running operations, running businesses, anything like that. Like, you do understand that certain ideologies do have a tendency to, run and snitch the operations and the levers of power that they supposedly are working super hard at.
Oh my god!
I think what we're saying is let's talk about who owns
really
the
quick.
bank.
Well, okay.
No, let's not talk about who owns the banks, please.
These are private organizations that have their First Amendment right that if there is a person who they see as
hold up. This is very important. This is very important, and we're gonna see if you're gonna hold to these same principles. If a super left-wing DSA organization was being smeared by the media as being anti-Semitic because, I don't know, they were part of a BDS operation and stuff like that, would you back Chase Bank from disallowing them from using any sort of credit card processors or any sort of payment processors, and essentially fundamentally crippling their ability to organize?
It is their First Amendment right to do that. Yes, it is it's a private business, since their First Amendment right to do that. If they want to, I guess you can't deny service based on like sexuality and stuff like that, but political ideology, if you want to publicly disassociate with a certain person who has an ideology that will make you look bad, it is a private business.
Even if it's based on a lie garnered by super powerful things. Are you really advocating for the status quo?
Yes, that's what I'm talking. You said the status quo was a problem in the first place.
I am massively against the status quo.
Yeah, well, in this situation, at least, you said that. Well, when these Nazis or these people who are labeled as Nazis then have their credit cards, they aren't allowed to go to their banks and shit. And I'm just like, well, yeah, that's their First Amendment right to do so. And now you're saying that I'm defending it. I always was. That's always my view. That's their First Amendment right to do that.
I think that you would complain if it was if people were saying because like this is
It
this
would
is a,
suck
like,
if
this,
it was
this is
me,
one of the
but it's
things-
still
this
their
is-
right to do
This is
it.
one of the things. This is one of the things that I totally agree with a lot of people is that like there's a lot of fucking smearing of certain leftist politicians as being anti-Semitic because they maybe have some
Criticize
sympathy
Israel,
towards
yeah.
BDS groups. Like,
Where they criticize
but-
Israel's wall and the way that Israel is.
well, yeah, that's why I mean
Palestinians,
BDS
things
groups
like
and
that.
stuff
Yes,
like that,
I
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but like you do understand how prevalent that lobby is in a lot of like fundamental high levels of power in the United States, right?
Wait, really quick. Like the basis of your argument, I'm just gonna like drill down to the basis of your
Sure.
argument. There's a difference between complaining about this, like if you want to complain that this is that it sucks that that another company is using their First Amendment right to deny you service or to take you off their platform because you have views that they find reprehensible and don't want to be connected with. You can complain that it sucks. It fucking sucks. I would say it fucking sucks if it happened to me. But then again, at the end of the day, it is still their First Amendment right to do that. You're not being censored.
I disagree.
I
Oh,
think
actually, I'll have. Give me a
It's not
second, Danny.
illegal.
Real quick.
It's not
So this
illegal,
is
but
the-
you're
this is
being
the last-
No.
This is the last question I want to ask him on this subject. So, what you're saying that you are completely okay with massive corporations dictating the scope of acceptable
Who have the
political
monopoly.
discourse
That's
in
the
this
thing.
country?
They have the
All right, wait.
monopoly over everything in Italy. That's why Google's so huge. That's why Amazon's so huge. Like everything's like Silicon Valley is it's worth billions of dollars. So you're okay with this thing that people use for their business? Yeet them because they made a Nazi joke.
So if we're
They
talking
can't
about
have control over their business, over their life, over threatening their fucking family. You're okay with these businesses having that much control over people?
Okay, I have no idea what you just said.
I
but
mean,
okay,
to be
but
fair,
ideally, in an ideal world, in my ideal America, it wouldn't be the case where businesses would have so much power over each other.
Ideal world.
I'm talking about our current system.
Are you okay with the current order of corporations dictating the acceptable range of political speech in the United States?
I think everything should
not
be
so much-
dictated by the government.
we're already seeing this shit. We're
In an
already
ideal world,
seeing this
no,
shit
but in the
abused
current
too.
world, then it's
Well,
just how it is.
hold up. Let me answer the question.
Am I okay with businesses dictating conversation in that way?
No, dictating the acceptable range of conversation and critically punishing anybody who falls outside of it.
It's essentially what's
Yeah.
happening in China right now.
That,
You know
I mean,
what's happening in China right now? People are getting
Well,
graded on what they
China
post
is-
on the internet.
well, China is in America. Okay, and China doesn't have like First Amendment, like doesn't have the First Amendment, the freedom of speech.
Yeah, but
let's just
also neither does this
Okay, hold
corporation.
up, Spooky. Let him answer my question though.
Okay, so this is a false narrative here, but I'll entertain it. Generally, I think it's scummy, and as somebody who's a leftist, I am not in favor of businesses controlling conversation. But in our
Mhm.
current climate, the way in which it's done seems to be mostly to limit the spread of fascist ideologies. So I don't necessarily take issue.
Gee,
with
I
how-
want and I
right
wonder why the spread. And of course, you label it as fascism, but nationalism isn't necessarily fascism, but it's mostly nationalistic sympathies that are feeling the full brunt of it. So basically, you understand why they would do that and not to like say an Ocasio-Cortez, right?
Well, because Ocasio-Cortez's views are not exactly controversial. They aren't nationalistic. They aren't-
Exactly.
well, not controversial.
They're
They're
not
not
a threat.
controversial. compared
They're
to
not a
anything else.
threat. That's why they're not.
And
a
yes,
threat.
fascism is nationalism for starters. Yeah. No, Ocasio. Yes, they may be controversial to you as that, and you disagree with them. But no, most people don't hear nationalism and say this is as bad as anything Ocasio-Cortez is saying. And Ocasio-Cortez is anti-corporation as well. So
Yes,
what
but,
do you
Oh,
think is
but
the threat
she
to
is.
them?
But she
Oh,
is
whatever. They kiss
benign.
her
She
ass.
is
They kiss her
benign. You have to understand.
Sure.
She is one House representative. That's why that's why like you're not going to have a Chase Bank actively sabotage your campaign by not allowing people to donate to her campaign website. That it's not. It's a non-issue. Like
Were you the one? Wait, you're the one that brought up
this
this issue in
is
the first
really the
place.
crux of the problem. Is that like the core argument is, well, you know what? We're going to be using the corporation's power against you, and that's not going to have any fucking ramifications for us down the line.
They're fucking
because we're
stupid.
smarter than
They
them.
no one ever realizes that their head's going to be on the chopping block before long.
Exactly.
They never realize it. And that's
Okay.
where the irony comes in. You'll
So-
always end up on the guillotine later.
So let's go back a little bit. For starters, I'm pretty sure companies would be way more likely to have a personal vendetta against AOC, who's anti-corporation, no matter how inert she may be towards them or how benign she may be,
No,
than like
no, no,
Steve
no,
would
no,
have
no.
Stop
No,
for a
no,
minute.
no, no,
Goki,
no.
stop for a minute. Let the man speak.
Yeah, let me
I'm pretty sure they would have more of a vendetta there. However, they see their association with somebody who has very openly fascistic or very offensive views to be more of a threat to their well-being than some random congresswoman or whatever the fuck or House representative who has anti-corporation views.
they're monopolistic entities. They don't have
Nico,
any
Yeah, to
fucking
be
fear.
fair,
Still
companies are apolitical. Back when conservatism, right-wing conservatism was the thing, they backed that, and they wouldn't go on anything that was like pro-gay or anything. That
Companies are not
companies are apolitical.